You're tuned in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's Long Island Ducks game broadcast will begin shortly. Every game this season will be broadcast live on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network with high-definition video and audio via Boxcast. Fans can tune into the game on the Ducks' official Facebook page and YouTube channel, as well as the team's official website, liducks.com. Thank you for tuning in, and stand by for complete coverage of today's game. Long Island Ducks season ticket packages are on sale now. Enjoy the best savings and most benefits available to cheer on your hometown team. 10-game mini plans are also on sale and offer fans the same great seats for 10 games throughout the season, as well as many other exciting opportunities. To find out more information and secure your seats, please call 631-940-3825 during normal business hours. The Bethpage Ballpark box office is now open for individual ticket sales, and box office hours are Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Fans can also purchase their tickets by calling 631-940-TIXX or by visiting liducks.com and clicking on the tickets icon. The Ducks offer many packages available for groups with as little as 25 people to as many as 2,000. We offer block seating, pregame and in-game picnics, luxury suites, the exclusive Smokin' Owl's party deck, and so much more. In addition, groups have the opportunity to take part in a variety of experiences, such as performing the national anthem or taking the field with the Ducks as the Dream Team. Group ticket packages are now on sale. For more information on Ducks group outings, call 631-940-3825 or visit liducks.com. Looking for official Long Island Ducks merchandise, hard-to-find memorabilia, team apparel, and so much more? Then be sure to check out the Waddle & Shop, the official merchandise store of the Ducks. Fans can visit the shop online anytime at liducks.com by clicking the merchandise icon. Store hours on game days are from noon to 4 p.m. and during the game from inside the ballpark only. On non-game days, the store is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Children 14 and under can become members of the Bethpage Federal Credit Union Long Island Ducks Kids Club now. Kids will receive a unique gift package and take part in a variety of fun activities that come with being a member of the Kids Club. For more information on how to sign your child up, please call 631-940-3825 during normal business hours. Quacker Jack, the 7-time Best Long Island mascot, is now available for appearances at parties and other special events throughout the Long Island community. Please contact the Community Relations Department at 631-940-3825 to find out more information and to book an appearance. Once again, thank you for tuning in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's game will begin momentarily. You're tuned in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's Long Island Ducks game broadcast will begin shortly. Every game this season will be broadcast live on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network with high-definition video and audio via Boxcast. Fans can tune into the game on the Ducks' official Facebook page and YouTube channel, as well as the team's official website, liducks.com. Thank you for tuning in, and stand by for complete coverage of today's game. Long Island Ducks season ticket packages are on sale now. Enjoy the best savings and most benefits available to cheer on your hometown team. 10-game mini plans are also on sale and offer fans the same great seats for 10 games throughout the season, as well as many other exciting opportunities. To find out more information and secure your seats, please call 631-940-3825 during normal business hours. The Bethpage Ballpark box office is now open for individual ticket sales, and box office hours are Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Fans can also purchase their tickets by calling 631-940-TIXX or by visiting liducks.com and clicking on the tickets icon. The Ducks offer many packages available for groups with as little as 25 people to as many as 2,000. We offer block seating, pregame and in-game picnics, luxury suites, the exclusive Smokin' Owl's party deck, and so much more. In addition, groups have the opportunity to take part in a variety of experiences, such as performing the national anthem or taking the field with the Ducks as the Dream Team. Group ticket packages are now on sale. For more information on Ducks group outings, call 631-940-3825 or visit liducks.com. Looking for official Long Island Ducks merchandise, hard-to-find memorabilia, team apparel, and so much more? Then be sure to check out the Waddle & Shop, the official merchandise store of the Ducks. Fans can visit the shop online anytime at liducks.com by clicking the merchandise icon. Store hours on game days are from noon to 4 p.m. and during the game from inside the ballpark only. On non-game days, the store is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Children 14 and under can become members of the Bethpage Federal Credit Union Long Island Ducks Kids Club now. Kids will receive a unique gift package and take part in a variety of fun activities that come with being a member of the Kids Club. For more information on how to sign your child up, please call 631-940-3825 during normal business hours. Quacker Jack, the 7-time Best Long Island mascot, is now available for appearances at parties and other special events throughout the Long Island community. Please contact the Community Relations Department at 631-940-3825 to find out more information and to book an appearance. Once again, thank you for tuning in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's game will begin momentarily. You're tuned in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's Long Island Ducks game broadcast will begin shortly. Every game this season will be broadcast live on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network with high-definition video and audio via Boxcast. Fans can tune into the game on the Ducks' official Facebook page and YouTube channel, as well as the team's official website, liducks.com. Thank you for tuning in, and stand by for complete coverage of today's game. Long Island Ducks season ticket packages are on sale now. Enjoy the best savings and most benefits available to cheer on your hometown team. 10-game mini plans are also on sale and offer fans the same great seats for 10 games throughout the season, as well as many other exciting opportunities. To find out more information and secure your seats, please call 631-940-3825 during normal business hours. The Bethpage Ballpark box office is now open for individual ticket sales, and box office hours are Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Fans can also purchase their tickets by calling 631-940-TIXX or by visiting liducks.com and clicking on the tickets icon. The Ducks offer many packages available for groups with as little as 25 people to as many as 2,000. We offer block seating, pregame and in-game picnics, luxury suites, the exclusive Smoke and Owls party deck, and so much more. In addition, groups have the opportunity to take part in a variety of experiences, such as performing the national anthem or taking the field with the Ducks as the Dream Team. Group ticket packages are now on sale. For more information on Ducks group outings, call 631-940-3825 or visit liducks.com. Looking for official Long Island Ducks merchandise, hard-to-find memorabilia, team apparel, and so much more? Then be sure to check out the Waddle & Shop, the official merchandise store of the Ducks. Fans can visit the shop online anytime at liducks.com by clicking the merchandise icon. Store hours on game days are from noon to 4 p.m. and during the game from inside the ballpark only. On non-game days, the store is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Children 14 and under can become members of the Bethpage Federal Credit Union Long Island Ducks Kids Club now. Kids will receive a unique gift package and take part in a variety of fun activities that come with being a member of the Kids Club. For more information on how to sign your child up, please call 631-940-3825 during normal business hours. Quacker Jack, the 7-time Best Long Island mascot, is now available for appearances at parties and other special events throughout the Long Island community. Please contact the Community Relations Department at 631-940-3825 to find out more information and to book an appearance. Once again, thank you for tuning in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's game will begin momentarily.
This is Long Island Ducks baseball.
Justin Davies at the plate, the winning run at third. Crowd going nuts. Swung on, bouncing ball left side, off the mitt, up third baseman Brad Strauss. Here comes Willie Rodriguez. Justin Davies has done it again. The Ducks are one quack away from the championship. Jason Johnson makes the catch. He makes the catch, and the Long Island Ducks have
is Adam Bailey. He settles under it. He makes the catch. Adam Bailey makes the catch. And for a second straight year, the Atlantic League trophy will reside on Long Island. The Ducks are the Atlantic League champions.
Swinging a ground ball, hit toward short, charging in his lines. He fields, throws to first. The comeback is complete. From 2-0 down in the series, the Long Island Ducks have won 3 in a row at home. And for the 5th time in franchise history, they will head to the Atlantic League Championship Series.
And now it's time for the Long Island Ducks pregame show.
And a pleasant good evening and welcome to New Britain Stadium in New Britain, Connecticut. Tonight, the Long Island Ducks take on the New Britain Bees in Game 2 of their 4-game weekend series up here in Connecticut. An abbreviated road trip for the Ducks that did not get off to a start that I'm sure that they would have liked last night, falling 4-3 to the New Britain Bees thanks to a walk-off home run by left fielder Connor Bierfeldt. It was Bierfeldt's second home run of the game, and he had all 4 runs batted in for the Bees as well. That came against Patrick Kreider in the bottom of the 9th inning. But today, the Ducks will turn to Matt Larkins to try to get them back on the winning track. Last night, John Brownell gave the Ducks 6 innings and only allowed 3 runs. 2 of those were earned to notch another quality start. So Larkins will try and keep that streak going. And he'll also look to rebound from his last start, which was a little bit of a rough outing against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. We'll chat with pitching coach Billy Horn here on the pregame show and touch on that start. But really, as we commented on at the time that game was going on, it was just a lot of dunks and dinks and not a whole lot of solid contact against Larkins that the Blue Crabs were getting. But they were able to get away with the tune of 10 hits in 3 innings, and again scoring 8 runs against the Ducks right-hander. He is going to be opposed not by Jason Jarvis, who was originally supposed to be the starter today for New Britain, but instead it'll be Kyle Simon making his first start of this season. Simon has made 4 appearances out of the bullpen so far this year and is 1-1 with a 5.40 earned run average. That one loss that he took was against the Ducks back on April 28th, when he allowed 4 runs in 2 innings out of the bullpen for the Bees. But Simon, a strong pitcher out of the University of Arizona. He was the Atlantic League ERA champion last year for the Bees, and he made 20 appearances for New Britain. All of those were starts, so he is a starter. He has now been stretched out to the point where he's been inserted into the rotation today. Jason Jarvis has been demoted out to the bullpen for New Britain. And so again, it'll be the 6'6" righty Kyle Simon getting the start for the Bees. Well, we mentioned we will sit down with Long Island Ducks pitching coach Billy Horn on the pregame show today. We'll talk about Yuri De La Rosa's outing yesterday, the first of his season. Jack Snodgrass threw a simulated game on the mound here today at New Britain Stadium, so we talked with Billy Horn a little bit about that as well. And also, like we said, about Matt Larkins. So we'll take a step aside. When we come back, it'll be my chat with Billy Horn. You're listening to the Long Island Ducks pregame show.
Hey fans, this is manager Kevin Baez, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Going way back is Joe Holden, and he is looking up, and that one is headed to field 5 at Robert Moses. The waves are gnarly, and the Ducks have tied it at 1. That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
I welcome you back to New Britain Stadium on the Long Island Ducks pregame show. Joe Vasile here with you on the broadcast today. Earlier today, after batting practice, I got a chance to sit down with Long Island Ducks pitching coach Billy Horn, and we chatted about a couple of different subjects, but I started off by asking him about Yuri De La Rosa and his outing yesterday and kind of where he's at in returning from his injury and moving forward, what we can expect to see out of the diminutive left-hander.
Yeah, no, he's 100%. You know, at KB and I, we've talked, and we want to make sure anytime we have any injuries or anything like that, we're not going to rush anyone back, you know, because ultimately the most important part, you know, for these guys, their careers and getting them, you know, getting De La Rosa back to the big league. So, you know, we're not going to put anyone out there that's not 100%, that's less than 100%. And, you know, he looked good last night. And the most important thing was it was pain-free. He was obviously effective, gave us a clean inning, which was great. And he's able to throw his off-speed pitches without any pain or any discomfort. So, he's 100%, and you know, we're going to give him today down, maybe tomorrow, just seeing on how he feels, and then obviously looking to, you know, expand him and get some more innings out of him, and we go from there.
And you talk about kind of the clean inning that he had. Amalio Diaz, another scoreless performance last night. It seems like the bullpen, while they have had some issues at some points with some unearned runs, has really been strong as a unit here over the last week and a half. How big has that been, not only for the team, but for the pitching staff?
Oh, it's been great, you know, and obviously getting guys back and healthy and getting, you know, other arms in here, you know, like Gagne came on in. You know, early in the year, we were very short-staffed, and you know, we had some guys go down and then some rainouts and double headers, which, you know, unfortunately put some of our bullpen guys, they'd have to go back-to-back, or, you know, if a guy threw 2 innings, you know, on a Wednesday, he'd have to go again on Friday, you know, which really hindered us. Now it's, you know, guys are scratching and clawing for innings, which is a good thing, you know, right now. So our guys are getting, you know, the quality rest that they need, and it's really, you know, you've seen it, you know, our bullpen has been lights out the last week and a half or so, like you mentioned, and, you know, giving us a chance to win. So it's been great.
This afternoon before batting practice, Jack Snodgrass threw a simulated game. How has he been coming along in terms of recovering from his injury, and kind of what are your impressions, I guess, of having seen him throw now a couple of times?
Oh, he's great. We're really happy with his progression. He's you know, he's right on where he needs to be. He threw today. We have him planned again to go on Tuesday, you know, before the game. He's going to get his another live outing, and then he should be ready hopefully by the weekend is what we're hoping for, and, you know, get him in there, you know, for a couple of innings, and then, you know, hopefully he should be back in the starting rotation, and, you know, probably about a month or so, maybe a little less. But he's doing great. You know, he felt great today. He came up to me and said he wanted to throw a bullpen on Sunday, which is a great sign, you know. So he'll throw a bullpen on Sunday. Bam, he'll throw live to hitters again on Tuesday. And then, hey, if he feels good on Saturday, he'll go Saturday. But we're looking more Sunday or Monday. And then and that's just another great AAA experience, lefty arm right there, you know, coming right into our rotation, which everybody knows our rotation, our bullpen, we're pretty stacked. So it's only going to help us get even better.
Last year you coached in the Can-Am League with the Iowa Champions, and you've been coaching for several years and, you know, playing going back to it. And obviously you've seen a lot of these pitchers before. Who have been some of the guys in the early going that maybe have surprised you or exceeded what your expectations were coming into the year?
Yeah, I tell you, some of the guys have really kind of exceeded our expectations. We've had some really good outings from Tyler Levine, a couple from Rob Rogers, you know, 2 local guys who I mean, they've been really, really good for us. And you know, Tyler pitched for us a couple of weeks ago, you know, in York. Tyler Wilson, another guy, not really surprised, but he's come in and done a really great job for us. He was my closer last year, and, you know, this year he's had to go multiple innings or back-to-back, or he'd thrown 2 days, have a day off, and had to go again. So we're real pleased with those guys. I tell you, one guy that always impresses me every day is Zach Treese. I mean, the guy's got great stuff. It's you know, very surprised he hasn't been in an organization, but you know, it is what it is. But then you go, you know, deeper in the bullpen, and I mean, Diaz has been lights out for us, and Fuller's been very, very good for us, and another guy who's been really good for us is Patrick Kreider. I know he came in last night and didn't have, you know, the success he wanted, but he's available today. He's been pitching really well for us all year, and especially against right-handed pitchers. You know, I guess that was the thing the last year or so. We really couldn't get righties out or whatever the case may be, but he's a guy that works hard, and he's been doing a really good job of being effective against righties. So, you know, he's a guy that gives us a lot more dimension, you know, and then, you know, obviously the starting pitching. You know, we've been really happy with the starters. And then, you know, Brownie and Perez, Melville, these guys, Dennis O'Grady. I mean, I'm really happy with everybody. And we got the big boy, we got the big dog, Matt Larkin's going tonight, and then hopefully closing out, we got you got Chow, Gagne, and Ardsma, and DA's been fantastic, and been able to go back-to-back nights, and he had the day off yesterday, so hopefully we'll have him up here in the ninth inning and close out and get a Ducks win.
Tonight's starter, Matt Larkins, you talk about in his last outing, gave up 10 hits, 8 runs in 3 innings, but at least to me up in the press box, and maybe you saw something different down in the dugout, it seemed like it was a lot of just bloops and hits that were just sneaking their way through. How do you, as the pitching coach, kind of maybe after an outing like that, keep a guy's spirits up and say, look, they might have gotten the best of you, but those were just a bunch of lucky hits that were all falling in at the same time?
You just answered your own question right there. Matt and I had spoken, and the first thing he said was, he goes, they hit really good pitches. And some of those pitches that they hit, and you saw they were just bloop after bloop after bloop. And Matt's a real tough guy mentally, not only physically, but his mental toughness has been able to be a positive thing for him this whole week leading up into his start tonight. So, he's not one of those woe is me guys or makes excuses. So I really expect him to come out and throw, 5, 6, 7, good quality innings and keep us in the ball game and give us a chance to win.
All right, thank you very much. That was Long Island Ducks pitching coach Billy Horn on the pregame show.
Oh, my pleasure. Enjoy the game tonight. Thank you.
That was Billy Horn giving us some words and some thoughts moving ahead towards tonight. We'll take a step aside, come back with the lineups in the first pitch right after this.
And this is pitching coach Billy Horn, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Oh, I love it. The color of my new Nicolot patio is so vibrant. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
You're welcome. I'm just going to go finish that Nicolot walkway now.
Make your pavers vivid Nicolot pavers. The best looking, most vibrant pavers with the most 3-color blends in the industry. Featuring Nicolot's exclusive paver shield and color blending technology. With color throughout and guaranteed not to fade. Live life in color with Nicolot. Visit Nicolot.com.
Emily fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks baseball. Good times every time.
Oh, I love it. The color of my new Nicolot patio is so vibrant. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
You're welcome. I'm just going to go finish that Nicolot walkway now.
Make your pavers vivid Nicolot pavers. The best looking, most vibrant pavers with the most 3-color blends in the industry. Featuring Nicolot's exclusive paver shield and color blending technology. With color throughout and guaranteed not to fade. Live life in color with Nicolot. Visit Nicolot.com.
Hey Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. And best of all, it's only minutes away from Bethpage Ballpark. The Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 631-231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Long Island's Ford Giant is celebrating its 60th year anniversary. Stop by Sayville Ford to check out their state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
And a very pleasant good evening and welcome back to New Britain Stadium. Joe Vasile here with you as the Long Island Ducks are set to take on the New Britain Bees in Game 2 of their 4-game series this weekend. Let's get you the starting lineups for both teams. We'll start first with the home New Britain Bees. Their manager is Stan Clyburn. It's Stan Clyburn, and here is his lineup. James Skelton, the catcher, leads off and bats first, while Michael Kraus plays center and bats second. Jovan Rosa will play third and hit third, while Craig Maddox is the DH today. He will bat fourth. Batting fifth and playing left field is last night's hero Connor Bierfeld, while the number 6 hitter is the first baseman John Griffin. Jamar Walton is out in right field. He'll bat seventh, while Jake McGigan plays second base and bats eighth, while Steve Carrillo rounds out the lineup, batting ninth and playing shortstop. Again on the mound for the New Britain Bees is the right-hander Kyle Simon. Meanwhile, Kevin Baez and the Long Island Ducks are 9-12 on the season. They look to notch win number 10 on the year, and they'll send out this lineup. Phelan Lentini will lead off and play right field, while Delta Cleary Jr. plays center and bats second. Elmer Reyes is the DH today. He bats third, while Angelo Sunko plays left field and hits cleanup. Mark Krause is the first baseman, batting fifth, while Alex Berg catches and hits sixth. The number 7 hitter is the third baseman, Cody Puckett. Giovanni Alfonso plays second base today. He'll bat eighth. And Dan Lyons is the shortstop. He will bat ninth. So after a slight delay, the 6'6", 220-pound Long Beach, California native Kyle Simon is set to go. He works from the first base side of the rubber as Phelan Lentini digs in, and the first pitch of the evening sails low and outside for a ball. The count 1 ball and no strikes to Phelan Lentini. 6:38, the official time of the first pitch tonight. Working quickly, the 1-0 is in for a called strike. The count now 1-1. 6:38 p.m. first pitch with a temperature of 62 degrees and partly cloudy. Simon deals the 1-1, swung on and missed by Lentini, and the count is now 1-2. And if you haven't figured it out yet, Kyle Simon is an extremely fast worker. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one slides low and outside. The count now even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Lentini. Phelan was 0 for 3 in the game yesterday, but walked 2 times. Stole 3 bases and scored a run. A very full day. 2-2 pitch. Swinging a line drive, hit pretty well out towards left center field, but Bierfeld is over. He cuts into the gap and he makes the catch for out number 1 here in the top of the first inning. So Lentini got some good wood on the ball, but ends up flying out to Bierfeld and left. That's out number 1 here in the top of the first. 1 up and 1 set aside for Kyle Simon, making his first start of the year after 4 relief appearances. A 1-1 record of 5.40 earned run average. He's walked 8 batters, though, in 8 1/3 innings, which is a lot. Here's the first pitch on the way to Delta Cleary Jr. One misses low, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. 5 strikeouts to 8 walks. Opponents hitting .290 against Simon this year. 1-0 pitch hit off the fists and foul on the third base side. Count now even up at 1 ball and 1 strikes to Delta Cleary Jr. Cleary hitting .241 on the season. .289 on base percentage, 3 doubles, a home run, 7 RBIs. 1-1 pitch misses outside. It's now 2-1 to Cleary. It's a switch hitter who was originally drafted by the Colorado Rockies. Also spent some time in the Washington Nationals organization before coming to the Long Island Ducks. Swinging a ground ball at the 2-1 pitch out to second base where it's scooped up by Jake McGigan. He'll sidearm over to first in time to get Cleary. That'll be out number 2 in the inning. So we've already met a couple of defenders for New Britain tonight. Let's I'll let you meet the rest of the defensive alignment. On the infield, John Griffin plays first base, Jake McGigan plays second, Steve Carrillo is the shortstop, and Jovan Rosa is the third baseman. First pitch on the way from Simon. That one is in at the knees for a called strike. Count 0-1 to Reyes. Along the outfield for New Britain, it's Connor Bierfeld in left, Michael Krause in center, and Jamar Walton in right field as Elmer Reyes calls time and steps out of the batter's box to slow down Kyle Simon. Simon winds and fires the 0-1 pitch. Swing a line drive hit off the end of the bat in a shallow left center. Coming in the center fielder Krause, and he will make the catch on the run, and that is out number 3. It is a quick 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Simon in the first, and the Ducks are set aside without a quack. We go to the bottom of the first, no score. You're listening to the Long Island Ducks on the Long Island Ducks Baseball Network.
Hey fans, this is pitcher John Brownell, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Bethpage Ballpark is a great place to watch a ball game, so why not do so from some of the best seats in the house? The Ducks are proud to present the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden. Open for all fans on nights when the Smokin' Owl's party deck has not been reserved, the Beer Garden will feature a variety of frosty draft and bottled brews, as well as several food choices. The area has been decked out with bar rail seating and Ducks branded furniture to provide a comfortable atmosphere for everyone. Be sure to stop by and check out the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden on your next visit to the ballpark.
Long Island's Ford Giant is celebrating its 60th year anniversary. Stop by Sayville Ford to check out their state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
And we welcome you back to New Britain Stadium here for the bottom of the first inning. Joe Vasile here with you as the Long Island Ducks and the New Britain Bees are scoreless. Fans, every walk by a Ducks batter this season is presented by City MD Urgent Care. There are over 15 City MD locations across Long Island, offering the comprehensive quality care you need the moment you need it. City MD Urgent Care. Need a doctor? Just walk in. So Matt Larkin set to start his first inning of work tonight. He'll face James Skelton, Michael Krause, Jovan Rosa, and after them, Craig Maddox, Connor Bierfeld, John Griffin, Jamar Walton, Jake McGigan, and Steve Carrillo. His counterpart for the New Britain Bees, Kyle Simon, set the Ducks down 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning. Now Larkins works on the extreme first base side of the rubber, looking to accomplish the same feats. Here's the first pitch on the way. Fastball misses high and outside. The count 1 ball and no strikes to James Skelton. Hitting .255 on the year. A .438 on base percentage. Leadoff hitting catcher for the New Britain Bees. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed, and the count now even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Though Skelton has done a majority of the catching for the Bees this season, he's also a super utility guy for this club. Larkins winds and fires the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled back, caught a piece of Berg's glove, and might have gotten a piece of home plate umpire Anthony Inzuro. On its way back to the backstop, count now 1-2. Skelton could play a little bit of infield, a little bit of outfield, and he has that in common with Alex Berg, the Ducks catcher, who in his minor league career played some outfield and also played some third base. 1-2 pitch. It was hit foul by Skelton. We'll do it again at a ball and 2 strikes. But both men have done most of the catching for their respective teams. Dominic Blanco serves as the backup catcher for Long Island. He'll play about once or twice a week. And Ivan Villescusa has not played in this series yet for New Britain. It's the 1-2 misses high and outside. It's now 2-2 to Skelton. That's one of Skelton's most admirable traits. He just works counts, sees pitches, and gets on base. 2-2 pitch. Doesn't miss by much, but just above the letters, and the count now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The New Britain Bees in their clean home white jerseys tonight. A couple players with the pants rolled up just below the socks, exposing the long black socks that they wear underneath with a yellow stripe around, well, about mid-calf. 3-2 pitch to Skelton, misses high and outside. That's ball number 4. So James Skelton draws a walk and heads on down to first base, as for the second straight night now, he's led off by getting on base. Last night it was a double against John Brownell. Tonight a walk against Matt Larkins. Oh, the good news is that Brownell then settled down after that double to retire the next 10 batters he faced. Larkins will try to, well, at least match his teammates and rotation mate and being able to settle down after the leadoff man gets on in the first. Bees pants have a black stripe going down the side of them. The jersey tops, Bees written across the front to the Bees logo. It's got a little beehive on the lower part of the B, and then finishes the rest on an upward slope as Michael Kraus lines the first pitch up the middle. Reyes to Lyons for 1. Relay to first, not in time. Just a little bit too slow to develop that time, but a flashy play up the middle by Elmer Reyes to get the lead man, James Skelton, and erase him from the base paths. Michael Kraus reaches on the 4-6 fielder's choice. But what a great job by Elmer Reyes behind the bag to glove it and then just flip to Dan Lyons, who was able to stay on the bag and get the lead runner. And quite frankly, that was about the only play that Reyes had to make. I don't know if he was going to get Kraus if he said, you know what, I'm just going to throw to first. I'll bring up Jovan Rosa. Big, powerful right-handed batter. Larkins out of the stretch. Kraus starts and stops, and the pitch is swung on and fouled back just to our right into one of the suites here at New Britain Stadium. The count 0-1 to Rosa. Here at New Britain Stadium, they do a similar promotion to what the Ducks do with their Foul Pole Fridays, where if a player designated before the game hits a home run off the foul pole, a fan in the stands wins $50,000. The Ducks do that every Friday home game. Larkins, a pickoff attempt at first, and back in standing is Michael Kraus. And by the way, since I know you're wondering, the next Ducks Friday home game, a Foul Pole Friday, is also going to be a Pizza Hut K-Man Friday. It's going to be next Friday, May 19th, taking on the Somerset Patriots at 6:35 p.m. 0-1 pitch from Larkins, misses upstairs. Count now 1-1 to Rosa. But anyway, the Bees do a similar promotion to the Ducks Foul Pole Friday, and Jovan Rosa is that player tonight. So should Jovan Rosa hit a home run off of a foul pole, that is what all of the hullabaloo is about. Larkins pickoff attempted first, and Kraus scampers back into the bag standing. He's paying a lot of attention to Michael Kraus at first base, who's 5 of 6 in stolen base attempts this year. Opposing base stealers this year against Matt Larkins, just 1 for 1. Kraus with a healthy lead off first, and now the pitch. He runs, misses high and inside. Throw from Berg down to second, not in time. Stolen base for Michael Kraus is his 6th of the year. And after picking over Larkins, lost track of Kraus that time and was able to get a good jump and swipe second. Despite a throw from Alex Berg that was a pretty good one. He got up and he's got a strong arm. It was a little bit off the mark. He made it a close play at second, though, just with his pure arm strength. But again, the pitch was a ball, so it's now 2-1 to Rosa. The man in scoring position and 1 out. This is high and inside. It's now 3-1. After Rosa, it'll be Craig Maddox, combination designated hitter and assistant coach. Larkins comes set at the letters, a look back at second. So he now drops his hands down to the belt. Swing and a miss. Rosa got a pitch that he liked there, a fastball that looked like it had caught some of the plate, and he just swung right through it. Good pitch by Larkins to make it now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Rosa digs back in, standing deep in the right-handed batter's box as Larkins drops his hand to the belt, dashed to the bag by Alfonso, who's playing second base today, not Reyes. Pardon for the misspeak earlier. It's Alfonso with the terrific defensive play. Larkins drops the hands down, the pitch. Swinging a foul ball back to the backstop. Count will remain at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So on that note, why don't we meet the defensive alignment for the Long Island Ducks today. Mark Krause plays first. Giovanni Alfonso plays second. Dan Lyons is the shortstop. Cody Puckett is at third base. Along the outfield from left to right, it's Angelo Sonko in left, Delta Cleary Jr. in center, and Phelant Lentini in right with Alex Berg doing the catching. Larkins set, and now the payoff pitch. Swinging a fly ball hit in the air deep to right field, twisting into foul territory, and Phelant Lentini will watch it go flying off into the kids' area. Is, well, a few folks up here waiting with bated breath as that one made its way over towards that foul pole in right field that would win a fan $50,000. Which, again, you can come on out and win at Ducks games if a certain player hits one off the foul pole on a foul pole Friday. Next Friday, May 19th. The pitch. Swung on and fouled back to the backstop. Count will remain full at 3-2 as Jovan Rosa has fouled off 3 straight 2-strike pitches. Runner at second base is Michael Krause. He reached on a fielder's choice and then stole second, his 6th steal of the year. As Rosa digs back in, Larkins takes a long look in at Alex Berg for his signs. Now he comes set, drops the hand down to the belt. The pitch, swinging a foul ball, lifted high over our heads off to the right and back into the parking lot outside the stadium. We'll do it yet again, 3 balls and 2 strikes, as this will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat upcoming from Matt Larkins to Jovan Rosa. It'll also be the 18th pitch unofficially of the first inning for Matt Larkins. Dancing off second is Krause. He thought about trying to go off for third for a second. But now he comes set, the pitch. Swinging a ground ball hit to third base. Diving stop by Puckett to his feet. The throw in time, scooped out of the dirt by Mark Krause. A nifty play by Cody Puckett, diving to his left and throwing on to first in time to retire Jovan Rosa on the ground out. That goes for out number 2 in the inning. Moving down to third base on the play, though, is Michael Krause. So it is a productive out for Jovan Rosa. That'll bring up Craig Maddox, DH today, with a chance to try and drive him in here with 2 outs and get us off of this scoreless schneid that we play at in the bottom of the first inning. Maddox holds the bat out over the plate and awaits the first pitch. This is high and outside. The count 1 ball and no strikes. Maddox, 12 runs batted in this season, a pair of home runs. Left-handed batter, he just kind of stands with his feet together and takes a big old stride as the pitch comes in. It's skied in the air towards left field, going back to shortstop Lyons, and Dan Lyons makes the catch in about medium depth left field. It was a long run for Angelo Sonko, who was shaded towards the gap, so it was Lyons flashing the great range, getting back and making the catch about 35 feet onto the outfield grass, and that retires the side in the first. Matt Larkins works around the leadoff walk and strands a runner on base. No scores. We head to the second in New Britain.
Hey fans, this is shortstop Dan Lyons, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSEG Long Island is making things work for you with over 10 energy efficiency programs that can help you save on your monthly electric bill. From our free online energy analyzer and in-home energy assessments to rebates on energy efficient air conditioning, even discounts on LED light bulbs. Helping you save on electricity is our job. What to do with your savings?
Flight 85 now boarding for the magic of Orlando.
Is entirely up to you. Visit psegly.com/save money. Just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owl's party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nickalock Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks baseball. Good times every time.
And welcome you back to New Britain Stadium. No score as we play here in the top of the second inning. Angelo Sanko will lead things off for the Long Island Ducks, going up against Mark Krause and Alex Berg after him. Kyle Simon on the mound. He's all set to go as Sanko digs in. Breeze blowing out towards dead center field today as the first pitch comes on its way to Sanko and misses high for a ball. The count 1 ball and no strikes. Angelo Sanko now second in the Atlantic League in home runs, behind only Connor Bierfeld. As he swings it, grounds the 1-0 offering on the ground to shortstop, where Steve Carrillo picks it up and fires across the diamond to first. That's in time to get Angelo Sanko 4 up and 4 down here for Kyle Simon to get things going in the game today. I'll bring up Mark Krause. First time today, big, powerful left-handed hitting first baseman. Krause hitting .274 on the season. 2 home runs, 13 runs batted in, second on the team behind Sanko. Simon works on the extreme first base side of the rubber, stands with his feet wide as he heads into the windup, and the first pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. Count 0-1. Took Kyle Simon just 11 pitches to set the Ducks down 1-2-3 in the top of the first. The 0-1. One misses low and inside to Krause. The count now even up at 1-1 strike. Matt Larkins danced around a leadoff walk. It took him 20 pitches to keep the Bees off the scoreboard in the bottom of the first. Pitch to Krause, fought off the fists foul, back over the screen, and it hits off the roof of the suite level. Count now 1-2 strikes. Solid Friday night crowd on hand here in New Britain. Couple large groups filling out the stands. 1-2 pitch, misses outside. Count now even up at 2-2 strikes. 62 degrees and partly cloudy at first pitch. Still a little bit unseasonably chilly for May 12th. 2-2 pitch misses low. It's now 3-2 to Krause. But the good news is warm weather is fast approaching. They say by next week it'll finally start to warm up. So the 3-2 misses outside. That's ball number 4, and Krause will head on down to first with a walk. It's the first walk of the game for the Long Island Ducks, and it's brought to you by City MD Urgent Care. Over 15 City MD locations across Long Island. Need a doctor? Just walk in. It's also the first base runner of the game for the Long Island Ducks. So Alex Berg steps up to the plate. Berg hitting .295, second on the team behind only Elmer Reyes, and he swings at the first pitch and lofts it foul back over our heads and hits off the roof of the press box. Count 0-1. Get you the Long Island Ducks Health Report, which is brought to you by Island Shore Physical Therapy, the official physical therapists of the Long Island Ducks. The 0-1 pitch from Simon. This is inside. The count now even up at 1-2 strike to Alex Berg. You heard Billy Horn of the pregame show talk about Jack Snodgrass, who's been inactive, starting to work him back. He threw a simulated game today. As Simon delivers the 1-1 hit on the ground out towards shortstop. Picked there by Carrillo, goes to second for 1. McGiggins relay to first in time, double play. A 6-4-3 twin killing, and that gets Kyle Simon out of the inning with the minimum still faced. We're through 1.5 here at New Britain Stadium. We've got no score between the Long Island Ducks and the New Britain Bees.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Delta Cleary Jr., and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. And best of all, it's only minutes away from Bethpage Ballpark. The Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 631-231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app has officially arrived. Powered by Clear Vision Apps, it's your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball. Buy tickets straight from your mobile device. Receive game status updates with push notifications. Check out up-to-the-minute news and scores and interact with the Ducks on social media. Best of all, it's free. Download the Ducks mobile app today by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. The Long Island Ducks mobile app, with you wherever you flock to.
Welcome you back to New Britain Stadium. No score as we play entering the bottom of this second inning. We had started to give you the Island Shore Physical Therapy Ducks Health Report right before the inning-ending double play, so we'll finish that up here before Connor Bierfeld digs in against Matt Larkins. Jack Snodgrass threw a simulated game. Ducks hope to have him back out in the bullpen relatively soon and back in the starting rotation about as soon as, about a month from now. So that's good news for him. Keith Couch still day-to-day, as is Nolan Reimold with that side string. First pitch on the way from Matt Larkins. Misses low to Connor Bierfeld. The count 1 and no strikes. Bierfeld, the hero in yesterday's game, had the walk-off home run in the bottom of the ninth inning against Patrick Kreider. It's the 0-1. He's in for a called strike. Count now 1-1. Pardon me, it was a 1-0. But anyway, Bierfeld hit 2 home runs in yesterday's game. A 3-run shot against John Brownell. And then the walk-off job in the ninth. 1-1 misses low. It's now 2-1. That home run off of Brownell at the time gave the Bees a 3-2 lead after the Ducks had been leading since the top of the first. 2-1 pitch. That's in for a called strike. Count now even up at 2-2. Bierfeld put the Bees ahead twice with his home runs yesterday. And if he keeps hitting the way he's hitting, he's not going to be a Bee for too much longer. 2-2 pitch in there for a called strike 3. And Matt Larkins has his first strikeout of the night. Great pitch there from Larkins, just froze Bierfeld. That's out number 1 here in the top of the second. No score between the New Britain Bees and the Long Island Ducks. But Connor Bierfeld last year had a very successful year playing in the minor leagues with the Baltimore Orioles. As John Griffin digs in, the first pitch on the way misses outside. The count 1 and no strikes. And Bierfeld hit 20 home runs, splitting the season between the Bowie Bay Sox and the Frederick Keys, the Double-A and High-A affiliates of the Baltimore Orioles. 1-0 pitch swung on and missed by Griffin. The count now even up at 1 and 1 strike. He was kind of a late cut towards the end of spring training by the Orioles. And he's a guy that, for sure, especially with the rip-roaring start that he's gotten himself off to here in New Britain, he's got to be drawing some attention of scouts. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss by Griffin. Larkins did a good job rearing back, and I think putting a little something extra on that fastball to get it by him. Count now 1-2. But of course, what you need to realize about Bierfeld and some of those minor league numbers from last year, as Larkins winds and fires the 1-2 pitch, breaking ball hit into right center field. That'll get down for a base hit. So John Griffin goes to the opposite field and comes up with a single. It's the first hit of the game for either team. And it goes to the New Britain Bees here in the bottom of the second inning. They'll bring up Jamar Walton. But what you need to realize about some of Bierfeld's numbers last year is the Frederick Keys, the team that he spent most of the year with, play at Nimio Field at Harry Grove Stadium, which is about the most extreme hitter park in, well, this side of the Rockies in High A. I mean, the California League is basically like playing every game in a hitter's paradise as Jamar Walton fouls the first pitch off, the count 0-1. But in terms of the Carolina League or the Florida State League, the two East Coast High A leagues, the home of the Frederick Keys, where Connor Bierfeld played most of his games last year, is an extreme home run-friendly, hitter-friendly ballpark. So when you look at those 20 home runs that he hit last year, you have to take it with at least a couple of grains of salt. 0-1 pitch to Walton, sliced in the air, foul down the left field line, over for a look, Sonko. That one's going to land down in the first row of seating. Count now 0-2. But that's not to diminish anything that Bierfeld can do. I mean, 5 of his 6 home runs have come here this year. And New Britain Stadium is anything but a hitter's ballpark. He's a very good player. And I think well deserving of another chance back at affiliated baseball. 0-2 pitch. Walton swings and drives one high in the air, pretty deep to left field, but playable for Sonko a few steps in front of the warning track. He'll make the catch, and that'll be out number 2 here in the inning. I want to bring up Jake McGigan. Second baseman for the Bees. First time he's up today, hitting 189 on the season. John Griffin still on first base with now 2 outs in the bottom of the second. No score between the New Britain Bees and the Long Island Ducks. Matt Larkins comes set from the first base side of the rubber. Drops his black glove down to his belt and delivers the first pitch. Fastball that misses high and inside. Count 1 ball and no strikes to McGigan. McGigan, 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in on the season. Out of Hingham, Massachusetts. Larkins comes set. Now the pitch. On the outside corner for a called strike. The count even up at 1-1. Just a lazy Friday evening here in central Connecticut. Sun setting off to our left, the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a drive, hit in the air pretty well to left center field. Could be trouble. Sonko, Cleary over, and it'll be Delta Cleary Jr. making the catch above his head. And a little bit of an exaggerated look in towards the wall as he puts it in his back pocket for out number 3. But a loud one at that, and the Bees go down with just the 1 hit, and they leave the man on base. We go to the third. There's still no score between the Long Island Ducks and the New Britain Bees.
Hey fans, this is infielder Cody Puckett, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Going way back is Joe Holden, and he is looking up, and that one is headed to field 5 at Robert Moses. The waves are gnarly, and the Ducks have tied it at 1.
That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Well, we head to the top of the third inning. No score between the Long Island Ducks and the New Britain Bees. Joe Vasile here with you on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Cody Puckett will lead things off. First pitch from Kyle Simon misses low. The count 1 ball and no strikes. It'll be Puckett, Giovanni Alfonso, and Dan Lyons. 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Ducks against Kyle Simon. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Puckett, it's one off the fists and into center field past a diving Steve Carrillo. And that'll get down for the first hit of the game for the Long Island Ducks. A single off the fists of Cody Puckett. I'll bring up Giovanni Alfonso as we remind you that New York Sports Day is one of the largest independent New York sports news sources out there. For coverage of the Long Island Ducks, Mets, Yankees, Major and Minor League Baseball, football, basketball, hockey, and soccer, visit www.nysportsday.com. New York Sports Day, your independent Gotham sports news source. So here's Giovanni Alfonso in a scoreless game, top of the third. First pitch on the way, fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Count 0-1 from Kyle Simon. We needed 11 pitches to set the Ducks down in the first and 11 pitches to set the Ducks down in the second. It's the 0-1 pitch, chopped on the ground at third base, fielded by Rosa. His throw to first is irrelevant as he fielded the ball in foul territory. So that'll go down as a strike, and the count a run to 0-2 to Giovanni Alfonso. Alfonso has either driven in a run or scored a run in 4 out of his last 5 games. And as a result, he has his batting average up to .235 on the season. Three runs batted in for Fonzie, along with a couple of doubles, and he was the one who scored the game-tying run in the top of the 9th yesterday for the Ducks as he lines one into right field for a base hit. Puckett had to freeze the line drive hit in front of him to make sure that he wouldn't get struck by the ball, so he gets down to second base on the play. And it's a base knock for Giovanni Alfonso, who keeps his hot streak going. The Ducks have runners on first and second with nobody out, and Dan Lyons now coming up to the plate. So we'll see if manager Kevin Baez opts to play it conservative here and ask Lyons to bunt. Lyons, I should say, has been known for his bunting prowess throughout his Ducks career and has gotten off to a little bit of a slow start, so perhaps asking him not to do too much here, but they'll let him swing away as the first pitch comes on the outside corner for a called strike. Count 0-1. Still very early in this game. You don't need to play for one. You try and push the envelope a little and maybe go for the big inning. Simon delivers the 0-1 pitch, swung on and fouled back to the net behind home plate. Count now 0-2 to Lions, so he's right on that one. No better time than now to sign up the young Ducks fan in your life for the Bethpage Federal Credit Union Ducks Kids Club. Children 14 and under will receive exciting gifts, discounts on merchandise, and unique experiences that only come with being a member. 0-2 to Lions, swung on and fouled off at home plate, so he stays alive. Do it again at 0-2. You can sign up today by visiting www.liducks.com or by calling 631-940-3825. That's 631-940-3825. Here's the 0-2. Lyons swings and hits this one in the air to center field. Going back is Krause. He'll have a play on it. He makes the catch. Puckett dekes towards third to draw a throw. It came in offline, but he ended up dashing back to the bag at second. So Dan Lyons is retired on the fly ball to center field. That'll flip the lineup card over and bring up Phelan Lentini. Lentini, nothing for one today. Hit the ball well to left field, but it was caught by Connor Bierfeld on the run. That was back leading off the game in the top of the first inning. With that out, Lentini's average now dipped back below the Mendoza line. It was an even 200 coming into play today. Swings at the first pitch and lines it foul down the right field line. Count 0-1. Lentini starting to come around as of late. Putting together a nice streak of games where he's been able to reach base and really responded well to being dropped down to number 9 in the lineup. So well, in fact, that only lasted 2 games and he was back in the leadoff spot. So swings and fouls the 0-1 pitch off. Count now 0-2. Lentini currently on a 4-game reached base streak, although he saw his 3-game hitting streak come to an end last night. Thanks to his pair of walks and the runs scored. Hitting just a $143 against the Bees this year. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Montini goes down on strikes as Simon dropped a breaking ball on him and he swung over the top of it with something that resembled a golf swing. It's just the first strikeout of the night for Kyle Simon. That goes down as out number 2 here in the third. Bring up Delta Cleary Jr. Runners still on first and second. The score still 0-0. Lights on here at New Britain Stadium as the first pitch of the switch hitting Delta Cleary Jr. misses low. Count 1 ball and no strikes. Delta grounded out to second base his first time up. Part of that streak of 4 in a row to start the game that Kyle Simon retired. Then he walked Mark Krause and got a 6-4-3 double play from Alex Berg to face the minimum through the first 2. 0-1, big swing and a miss by Cleary. Swung out of his shoes at that one. Count now even up at a ball and a strike. It's Puckett off second, Alfonso off first. Simon set at the belt to pitch. Swing and a miss by Cleary. Good changeup by Simon. Count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kyle Simon, a product of the University of Arizona. He's drafted by the Baltimore Orioles in the 4th round of the 2011 MLB Draft. Cleary drives this one in the air pretty well to left field, but right at Connor Bierfeld, now slicing away from him. He makes the last-second adjustment and makes the catch for out number 3. So the Ducks get the first 2 runners on base, but can't move them over, can't move them in, and they strand them at their positions. No scores. We're through 2.5 here in New Britain. You're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Baseball Network.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Phelant Lantini, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Oh, I love it! The color of my new Nicolat patio is so vibrant. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
You're welcome. I'm just going to go finish that Nicolak walkway now.
Make your pavers vivid Nicolak pavers. The best looking, most vibrant pavers with the most 3-color blends in the industry. Featuring Nicolak's exclusive paver shield and color blending technology. With color throughout and guaranteed not to fade. Live life in color with Nicolak. Visit Nicolak.com.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Well, welcome you back to New Britain Stadium for the bottom of the 3rd inning. No score between the Long Island Ducks and the New Britain Bees. Hey, Ducks fans, the final out of the top of the 3rd inning was the 15th out of tonight's ball game. Did you know that a 15-minute phone call to Geico could save you 15% or more on your car insurance? Get a free quote today. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. That's 1-800-947-AUTO or visit geico.com. Leading off for the New Britain Bees, it'll be Steve Carrillo, followed by James Skelton and Michael Krause, 9-1-2 in their lineup against Matt Larkins, and the first pitch on the way is in for a called strike. Count 0-1. Good fastball on the inside corner from the Ducks right-hander Matt Larkins tonight. Working quickly, Larkins deals the 0-1. Curveball that missed high and inside. The count now even up at 1 ball and strike. Larkins at 6'1", 220 pounds. Currently resides in Moscow, Idaho. Was born in Corona, California, and it doesn't matter what Baseball Reference has to say about it. 1-1 pitch, and on the ground, Larkins flubs it. It's fielded by Puckett. The throw to first. Got him! Oh, what a play by Puckett! Cutting across the diamond after it hit off the glove of Larkins for the unconventional 1-5-3 putout. Fantastic play by Puckett to cut across and do it, and on Derek Jeter week of all weeks. Make it a play just like the former Yankee captain would do. First pitch on the way to James Skelton in for a called strike. Count 0-1. I mean, it's not quite throwing out Jeremy Giambi at the plate in the ALCS, but that's pretty darn good play by Puckett. Oh, one pitch misses low. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. No score between the New Britain Bees and the Long Island Ducks playing here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Larkins winds and fires the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and hit foul back behind home plate over the netting. Into the stands. Count now 1-2. But I reference Matt Larkins and his baseball reference page for an important reason. Because, again, he was born in California, currently lives in Moscow, Idaho. But according to baseballreference.com, he was born in Australia. 1-2 pitch. This is outside. They count 2-2. And for the longest time, that had us fooled as well, until Larkins said one day, "You realize I'm not from Australia, right?" And I'm like, well, I kind of figured, but that's what it says. No one quite knows how that got there. 2-2 pitch, Ollie inside corner, strike 3 called. Larkins freezes James Skelton and strikes him out. And that's his second out here in the 3rd. Second strikeout of the night for Matt Larkins. That'll bring up Michael Krause. So for 1 today, reached on a fielder's choice back in the 1st inning. Ended up stealing second and got as far as 3rd base before he was stranded. No score between the Bees and the Ducks. First pitch on the way. Swing a line drive hit out towards left center field. That one is going to get down for a base hit. Cut off in the gap by Delta Cleary Jr. And then a strong throw into the infield will hold Krause to a single. Great play by Delta Cleary Jr. in center field to cut that one off as Krause had 2 on his mind for the word go. But that was a stronger than strong throw back into the infield. And Krause was about 20 feet up the baseline. Had to turn around and get back to first base. I'll bring up Jovan Rosa, the man on first, and 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. But Larkins, it's kind of funny. I would say Australian. He's from Moscow, Idaho, which feels like it's a foreign city when you hear Moscow, but then you hear Idaho, and then you go, okay, that's the United States. This pitch on the way to Rosa is in for a called strike, count 0-1. And you might never heard of Moscow, Idaho before. But it's actually the home of the University of Idaho. That's where their main campus is. It's quite the bustling community up in the, I suppose you'd call it the panhandle of Idaho, up near Coeur d'Alene. Pickoff attempted first, and back in standing is Krause. Larkins has made his way there, and that's where he makes his home when he's not pitching for the Ducks. Larkins comes set at the belt. Now the 0-1 pitch. Swinging a pop-up into foul territory on the first base side. That one's going to get down into the stands. Hit off of a stair and then pop up higher. Count will go to 0-2. Jovan Rosa. No score here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2 outs and a man on first base. But Moscow, Idaho, a bustling metropolis along the state border with Washington of 23,800 people according to the 2010 census. Larkins set the pitch. Runner goes. Swinging a foul ball back off the hand of Alex Berg, who was getting up out of his crouch to try and throw down his second base before that ball got to him. And then that foul ball just looked like it caught him right in the hand. And boy, that one's got a smart for Alex Berg. He's now taking a couple off his body here today. And he's going to shake it off like the trooper he is as Anthony Inzuro goes out and has a quick word with Larkins, delivering him a new baseball. Ready to go, as is Larkins. The 0-2 to Rosa. Swing a foul ball over on the first base side. That'll get out of play. We'll do it again at no balls and 2 strikes. Moscow, Idaho also noted for a few other reasons, but we won't get into those on the broadcast. You can look it up if you want to. 0-2 pitch to Rosa, swung on and missed. That'll be strike number 3, and that will end the inning. Matt Larkin strikes out 2 in the third. Keep things scoreless. 1/3 of the way through the game. We'll go to the 4th. It's the Ducks nothing and the Bees nothing.
Hey fans, this is infielder Elmer Reyes, and you're listening to Duck Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 24 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and also recently acquired Hampton Luxury Liner with regular service from New York City to the Hamptons. They also offer a variety of vineyard tour options. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines and Hampton Luxury Liner, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Back here at New Britain Stadium, no score between the Long Island Ducks and the New Britain Bees as we head to the top of the 4th inning. Reyes will lead things off against Kyle Simon. And it's time for tonight's 4th inning trivia. As Reyes swings at the first pitch and skies it high in the air and deep to left field. That sends Bierfeld back, still going back, and having to adjust at the last minute for the win. Connor Bierfeld makes an awkward catch off to his side and behind his body for out number 1. It wasn't pretty that time for Bierfeld, but it was effective, I suppose. That'll be the first out here in the 4th inning and bring up Angelo Sonko. Yes, it's time to test your knowledge of the Long Island Ducks and baseball as a whole. And tonight's trivia question concerns, well, the 2 teams on the field and 2 players in tonight's game. First pitch on the way from Kyle Simon is a fastball that comes in at the knees for a called strike. Count 0-1 to Angelo Sonko. Sonko 0 for 1 today, grounded out to shortstop his first time up. And here is tonight's 4th inning trivia question. A 1 pitch from Simon misses inside. Check swing from Sonko upon appeal. Well, I'm going to say it didn't go. Actually, I didn't even give him the appeal. Say it didn't go. Count 1-1. But Jovan Rosa, third baseman for the New Britain Bees, and Phelan Lentini, right fielder for the Long Island Ducks, both played 140 games last year. 1-1 pitch, whacked foul at the first base line. It's now 1-2 to Sonko. They both played in all 140 games their teams played. Who is the only other player in Atlantic League history to play in all 140 games? Lancer that in the bottom half of the inning. Sonko turns on the pitch and whacks it foul over the first base. We'll do it again at a ball and 2 strikes. So stew on that one for a minute, or Lou on it, or whatever it is. Sonko digs back in. Simon set the 1-2 pitch. Speed misses low. Count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sonko taps the 2-2 pitch foul off the facing of the New Britain Bees dugout. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's staying alive here with a couple of foul balls against Kyle Simon. Still been very efficient, not quite at 50 pitches yet on the night. 2-2. Breaking ball missed outside. Count now full to Sonko at 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's just the second 3-ball count that Simon has had against him tonight. Mark Krause was the other. He ended up drawing a walk, and he now stands on deck. 3-2 pitch in for a called strike 3. Sonko didn't think so. He had already thrown the bat aside, but he was rung up for strike number 3. Second strikeout of the night for Kyle Simon, and the second out here in the 4th inning. He had a couple of words with home plate umpire Anthony Inzuro on his way back to the plate, to the dugout, I should say. By the way, the rest of the umpiring crew tonight, since we haven't yet had the need to introduce you to him, it's Tim McCaffrey at third base and Ian Kelly at first. Always good when you don't get the names of the umpires in until the 4th inning. That means they're doing their jobs just fine tonight. First pitch on the way to Krause, misses low. The count 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 pitch. Krause swings and flies one in the air to left field. Cutting across, Bierfeld now into left center. He makes the catch, and that will retire the side. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Simon. He's had now 2 of those tonight, and we're through 3.5 in New Britain. Still scoreless between the Ducks and the New Britain Bees.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Nolan Reimold, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Long Island's Ford Giant is celebrating its 60th year anniversary. Stop by Sayville Ford to check out their state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
Bethpage Ballpark is a great place to watch a ball game, so why not do so from some of the best seats in the house? The Ducks are proud to present the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden. Open for all fans on nights when the Smokin' Owl's party deck has not been reserved, the Beer Garden will feature a variety of frosty draft and bottled brews, as well as several food choices. The area has been decked out with bar rail seating and Ducks branded furniture to provide a comfortable atmosphere for everyone. Be sure to stop by and check out the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden on your next visit to the ballpark.
Matt Larkins gets set to start the bottom of the 4th inning. No score between the New Britain Bees and the Long Island Ducks. It'll be Craig Maddox, Connor Bierfeld, and John Griffin, 4, 5, and 6 in the Bees lineup to up against the righty Matt Larkins. It's time for us to get you the answer to tonight's 4th inning trivia question. We're going to test your knowledge of the Long Island Ducks and baseball as a whole. To refresh your memories with the question and to give you a little bit of extra time to think about what your answer would be. Here was the question. Jovan Rosa and Phelan Lentini both played in all 140 games for their respective teams last year, the New Britain Bees and the Long Island Ducks. Matt Larkins winds and fires the first pitch to Craig Maddox, and that one misses outside for a ball. Count 1-0. Who is the only other player in Atlantic League history to accomplish that feat? Playing in all 140 games. Pitch to Maddox is spanked into right field. That'll get down for a base hit, and Lentini play back into the infield on a couple of hops as Maddox boarded first with his first hit of the game and just the 3rd hit of the game overall for New Britain. But the answer to tonight's 4th inning trivia question is a Long Island Duck, as a matter of fact, and that would be Lou Ford, who played in all 140 games in the 2014 season for Long Island. Lou Ford, one of the all-time greats for the Long Island Ducks. Now no longer part of the team after serving as a player coach last year. Just a fan favorite and an all-around good guy. First pitch on the way to Bierfeld, line to the air to center field. Cleary with a dive, can't make the play. And that's going to get in for a base hit for Connor Bierfeld. It's back-to-back singles to lead off as Craig Maddox had to freeze to make sure that one wasn't going to get caught. And that was going to be a very tough play for Delta Cleary Jr. in center field. And while he ended up getting to this spot with that slide, just wasn't able to come down with it. So to bring up John Griffin. Singled his first time up for one of what is now 5 New Britain hits. Or rather, 4 New Britain hits, pardon me. 6 hits overall in the game, including the 2 for the Ducks. Larkins really in his first trouble of the game, so to speak of. First pitch on the way to Griffin, swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. Count 0-1. Back in the first inning, Michael Kraus got all the way to third base, but that was with 2 outs. Well, Craig Maddox was up at the plate in a tough situation for Larkins. But now some sustained pressure with runners on first and second and nobody out. Ground ball would be Matt Larkin's best friend right now. Here's the 0-1. This is low and outside for a ball. The count now even up at 1-1 to Griffin. John Griffin at .247 on the season entering play today. 3 doubles, 4 runs batted in, no home runs to speak of. Stands straight up and down, just kind of lackadaisically holds his hands around his chest. 1-1 pitch, swung on, fouled back, and the count now 1-2. Griffin wears number 33 out of Bradenton, Florida. Spent last year with New Britain as well. Listed at 6'6", 230. Although he looks a little bit smaller than that. He looks every bit of 6'6". But he looks a little skinnier. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled back to the screen. We'll do it again at 1-2. That could also just be the effect of wearing a big jersey. Runners take their leads. It's Maddox off second base. Connor Bierfeldt off first. Matt Larkins from the first base side of the rubber peering into Alex Berg for his signs. No score in the bottom of the 4th inning. Larkins set at the belt. And now the 1-2. That one's down in the dirt. Count even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kind of contrasting styles tonight for tonight's 2 starting pitchers between Kyle Simon and Matt Larkins. Larkins a little bit more deliberate, especially when men on base. Kyle Simon from the school of give me the ball and let me throw it. He is lightning fast at his tempo on the mound. Larkins drops his hand to the belt. Now the 2-2. Swinging a drive down the right field line. That'll get down for a base hit, and that's going to bring home a run. Lentini cuts it off in the corner. He fires one back into the cutoff man. That'll hold Griffin to a single. Bierfeldt heads to third as Craig Maddox comes around and touches up home plate. And the New Britain Bees take a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th inning. RBI single for John Griffin. That's his 5th run batted into the season. And it's 3 straight hits to get things going in the bottom of the 4th for the New Britain Bees. Runners still on first and third with nobody out. Jamar Walton coming up to the plate. Alex Berg, the catcher, will go out in front of home plate, flash the signs off to the infield. Now get back and take his squat as Walton digs in. Jamar Walton 0 for 1. He flew out to right field his first time. Cody Puckett playing in on the cut of the grass, but well off the line at third. First pitch on the way to Walton, slashed foul down the left field line, and that one will get out of play over into the picnic area. Count no balls and a strike to Jamar Walton. Walton, the right fielder for New Britain. 6 foot, 190 is what he's listed at. Just a solid chunk of muscle is Jamar Walton. Pitch. That one just did miss inside. The count now even up at 1 ball and 1 strike to Walton. Walton in yesterday's ball game was 0 for 3. dropping his average down to $140. Now the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Good pitch from Larkins. Took something off of it and had Walton swinging over the top. Good late action on that changeup. Count now 1-2. Connor Bierfeld is lead off third base. Taking his lead off of first is John Griffin. He's got the big hit in the game. RBI single that puts the Bees up 1-0. Pitch to Walton. Fastball missed low. The count now 2-2 strikes. Walton wearing number 6 on the back of his clean home white jersey. Long Island in their road grays. Long Island written across the chest. Green outlined in orange. 2-2, lifted foul down the left field line. That gets well out of play. We'll do it again. 2-2 strikes. Jamar Walton out of Emporia, Virginia, out in the Petersburg area, which is, we'll say, 45 minutes to an hour south of the state capital of Richmond. Spent the last 3 years in the Atlantic League with Lancaster for half a season in 2014, and then Southern Maryland for each of the last 3 years. 2-2 pitch, hit over the bag at first base, but just foul. And first base umpire Ian Kelly was right on top of that one and put his hands up immediately and signaled foul. So Walton made a bid for extra bases up the first base line, but just couldn't keep it fair. Before that, Walton spent a year with the Newark Bears, who at one point were an Atlantic League franchise, but at that point they'd already moved on to the Can-Am League. It was back in 2013. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled off down the left field line. We'll do it again at 2-2 to Walton. Nobody out. Runners on the corners here in the bottom of the fourth inning. A run home for the New Britain Bees, taking a 1-0 lead. But before embarking on his career in independent ball, which began back in 2011 with the Evansville Otters, played for, well, since 2004, so doing the math, that's about 7 seasons in the minor leagues in affiliated baseball. As the 2-2 is hit to center field, caught by Cleary. He fakes a throw home, but instead will just throw it into second base, and Connor Bierfeld can easily come home with the second run of the inning for the New Britain Bees, but Matt Larkin's happy to just get that at bat over with, get the first out of the inning, as Jamar Walton picks up a sacrifice fly and a run batted in. I'll bring up Jake McGigan. McGigan 0 for 1 today. He flew out to center field his first time up. Now a runner on first and 1 out with 2 runs home here in the bottom of the fourth for the New Britain Bees. McGigan, a right-handed batter, as are most of the batters in the Bees lineup today. First pitch on the way, misses high and inside. The count 1 ball and no strikes. 7 out of the 9 Bees bats are right-handed. The only 2 lefties are James Skelton, the leadoff hitter and catcher, and Craig Maddox, the cleanup hitter and designated hitter. Here's pitch to McGigan. And this is upstairs. The count now 2 balls and no strikes. Larkins had thrown just 49 pitches through the first 3 innings. Struggled a little bit here in terms of his pitch count. His next pitch will be number 20 of the inning. For 20 pitches back in the first inning as well. Pitch. That's in for a called strike to McGigan. It's now 2-1. Took a fastball on 2-0, and that's something that as a hitter you don't often like to do. It's usually a good pitch to hit. Larkins comes set. Now the 2-1 to McGigan. Swinging a broken back ground ball hit out towards shortstop. Lyons has to avoid the bat as he gloves and fires to first. And that's going to be in time to get McGigan. Moving down to second on the play is Griffin, as there was no play on him at second base. That one was just too slowly hit. And a good play by Lyons to avoid the bat while throwing on a first for the outs. So that brings up Steve Carrillo. Carrillo 0-for-1 today. Hit into a 1-5-3 ground out his first time up. He hit one back towards the mound that went off the bottom of the glove of Larkins. He just didn't bend over enough to pick up the ball. But then coming in right behind him was Cody Puckett. And Puckett was able to field and fire onto first in time to retire Carrillo. That was for the first out in the third inning. There's 2 gone here in the bottom of the fourth. Runner on second base, 2-0 New Britain. Here's the pitch. Swing a foul ball lifted over on the first base side. That'll get out of play up to the top of the bleachers. Count 0-1 to Carrillo. Wind very gently blowing the American flag out towards dead center field, as it has really throughout the entire night. Well, it really hasn't changed direction at all. Pitch. In at the letters for a called strike. The count now 0-2. Light's taking a little bit more of an effect as we're starting to get into that twilight hour. About 7:45 here on the East Coast. So thank you for joining us wherever you might have tuned into the broadcast tonight. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, on Boxcast, on liducks.com. Appreciate you spending at least a portion of your Friday evening here with us. If you'd like to become a part of the broadcast, you can shoot me or the Long Island Ducks a tweet at LIDucks, at Joe Vasile, PBP. 0-2 pitch. This is low and outside. The count now 1-2 to Carrillo. Larkins comes set. Look back at second. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 4th strikeout of the night for Matt Larkins, including 3 in the last 2 innings, and that puts an end to the 4th. But the New Britain Bees scored 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors, and they leave a man on base. It's New Britain 2 and Long Island 0 as we head to the 5th inning. You're listening to the Long Island Ducks on Baseball Network.
This is pitcher Matt Larkins, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSEG Long Island is making things work for you with over 10 energy efficiency programs that can help you save on your monthly electric bill. From our free online energy analyzer and in-home energy assessments to rebates on energy-efficient air conditioning, even discounts on LED light bulbs. Helping you save on electricity is our job. What to do with your savings?
Flight 85 now boarding for the magic of Orlando.
Is entirely up to you. Visit psegly.com/save money. Just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owl's party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
We go to the top of the 5th inning at New Britain Stadium in New Britain, Connecticut. Joe Vasile here with you as the Long Island Ducks find themselves behind the New Britain Bees by a score of 2-0. Kyle Simon, starter for the Bees, will face Alex Berg, Cody Puckett, and Giovanni Alfonso as we play here in the top of the 5th. Berg doing the catching tonight is 0-for-1, hit into a 6-4-3 double play, his first time up. First pitch to Berg, fastball in the outside corner for a strike. The count 0-1. Berg came into the game hitting .295 on the season. Pitch, Swung on and fouled back. Count now 0-2. Berg adjusting the batting gloves. Black batting gloves and a black bat. It's the shin guard on the inside of his left leg as he digs back in deep in the batter's box. Simon, not wasting a second, winds and fires the pitch. Misses low, and the count now 1-2 strikes. Kyle Simon, a Wildcat out of the University of Arizona. He studied psychology. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He strikes out Alex Berg. Third strikeout of the night for Kyle Simon. And he's now retired 7 batters in a row. I'll bring up Cody Puckett. And he has been spectacularly efficient in this game as Simon. As he winds and fires the first pitch to Puckett. Breaking ball misses low and outside. The count 1-0 strikes. Simon's next pitch will be only his 55th of the night. And number 55 is on the outside corner for a strike. Count now even up at 1-1. He works quickly the 1-1 pitch. Swing a ground ball hit to third base. Picked up by eye level by Rosa on a hop. He fires across the diamond to first in time to retire Puckett. That'll be out number 2 here in the inning. It's taken Simon just 7 pitches to set down the first 2 batters of the inning for the Ducks. And, well, that's nothing out of the norm for him. Here's his pitch count by inning. 11 in the first, 11 in the second, 16 in the third, and 11 in the fourth. Just doing a great job of getting outs early in counts, which is what every pitcher always strives to do. Get outs early in counts. First pitch on the way to Giovanni Alfonso on the outside corner for a strike. Count 0-1. And tonight, in Simon's first start of the year, he's been doing a great job of that. Here's the 0-1. Swing a foul ball lifted on the first base side. That'll get back into the bleachers seats. Count 0-2. As a fan tried to make a catch, and oh man, it hit off his hand, and then it popped over to the person sitting next to him. That's why you bring a glove. 0-2 pitch is hit hard and foul down the right field line. That'll get out of play over the top of the carousel. Count remains 0-2 to Giovanni Alfonso. Yeah, that's right. I did say carousel. There is a carousel like the kind that you see at the fair or in the mall, depending on where you're from. So Alfonso swings at the 0-2 pitch, hits it off the end of the bat, and dumps it into center field for a base hit. Connor Bierfeld comes all the way over from left to cut that one off and hold Alfonso to a single. So they were playing for Alfonso to hit the ball to the opposite field so much that the left fielder Bierfeld fielded that one and basically straightaway center. Kind of an odd aesthetic to it, but it was effective as it held Alfonso to a single. I'll bring up Dan Lyons with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th, 2-0 New Britain. But yes, that is certainly one of the most unique and unusual additions to a ballpark throughout this Atlantic League. First pitch to Lyons. Misses for a ball. The count 1 and no strikes. Sugarland Skeeters at Constellation Field have a video board shaped like the state of Texas. That's interesting. As the 1-0 pitch is in for a called strike, it's now 1-1 to Lyons. Bethpage Ballpark has got, well, it's right there in Central Islip, New York, with some great scenery all around. 1-1 pitch misses. Count now 2-1. Although one of my favorite things about the ballpark is you get those great 360-degree views of the field. Well, not really 360, but when you're on the concourse, you can still see the action. You're not blocked off by the backs of stands or anything from most of the ballpark. The 2-1 to Lions misses. It's now 3-1. That's something that you're seeing a lot in modern stadiums, but when Bethpage Ballpark was built prior to the 2000 season, that was not a very common feature. And here at New Britain Stadium, you don't get that. You want to go down to the concourse, you're down below, you're almost underneath the seats, and you don't get a chance to see the field. Pickoff attempt at first, Alfonso back in standing. So that's a really nice part about Bethpage Ballpark is you get those views. It's a great setting for a ball game, very intimate. All the seats are nice and close. 3-1 to Lions, misses down and inside for ball 4. They'll send Danny down to first base and Giovanni Alfonso down to second. Of course, they've also got Hampton Coffee Company Gourmet Coffee available at their concession stands. And on a night like tonight, you might want to chill out with a cold cup of Hampton Coffee Company Gourmet Iced Coffee, which you can also get at the concession stands at Bethpage Ballpark. Hampton Coffee is the preferred coffee of the Long Island Ducks. Visit HamptonCoffeeCompany.com or visit their cafes in the Hamptons. First pitch to Phelan Lentini is on the inside corner for a strike, count 0-1. Lentini is 0 for 2 today, flew out to left field and struck out swinging in his 2 trips. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Now 0-2 to Phelan. One of the most unique ballpark features, I think, out there is with the Frisco Rough Riders, the AA affiliates of the Texas Rangers. And Frisco is a town located up in the Dallas Metroplex area. So they can only be affiliated with the Rangers. And what they have in their ballpark is a lazy river. The Choctaw Lazy River is what it's called. And it is exactly what it sounds like. It's just like at the water park, but at the ballpark. Lentini hits it on the ground to third base. Rosa will go the short way to second. That's going to retire Lions on the 5-4 fielder's choice, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors. 2 men left on base in the 5th for the Ducks. Breeze still lead it 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
Hey fans, this is Yuri De La Rosa, left-hander pitcher, and you are listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. And best of all, it's only minutes away from Bethpage Ballpark. The Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 631-231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Hey Ducks fans, stay up to date with Long Island's hometown team by visiting Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Quack of the Bat will bring Ducks fans beyond the headlines with in-depth feature articles, breaking news stories, game previews, post-game wrap-ups, and so much more. Interact with the team during the entire season through quotes directly from the players and coaches, as well as exclusive video clips and photos. Check out the blog today at quackofthebat.wordpress.com. Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks.
Bottom of the 5th inning, the score 2-0 in favor of the New Britain Bees here at New Britain Stadium. Joe Vasile here with you this evening. Matt Larkin's back out to the mound. He'll face the top third of the New Britain lineup, James Skelton, Michael Krause, and Jovan Rosa, after allowing the first 2 runs of the game to come in to score in the bottom of the 4th. Try to settle in and finish strong as Skelton fouls the first pitch back off the catcher's mask of Alex Berg, and he has just taken a beating behind the plate in this series. Count 0-1. One catcher checks on another as Skelton. A few kind words for Berg as he settles back into the batter's box. Skelton is 0 for 1 today, walked back in the first inning and took a called third strike in his second trip to the plate. Pitch, swinging a drive down the right field line, but he pulled off of it. That one goes foul. The count 0-2. James Skelton will turn 32 years old later this year in October. Veteran catcher and leader on this team. Longtime minor league veteran and veteran of the independent leagues as the 0-2 pitch misses. Count now 1-2. And it's not like he hasn't produced throughout his career. Certainly has, just never to the point where he's been given that chance. 1-2 pitch hit in the air to center field. Cleary moving back and over towards left center on it. He makes the catch for out number 1 here in the 5th inning. 1 up and 1 set aside here for Matt Larkins in inning number 5. I'll bring up Michael Krause. Krause in the ball game is 1 for 2. He's only seen 2 pitches. Singled back in the 3rd on the first pitch and grounded into a fielder's choice on the first pitch. Back in the 1st inning, then stole 2nd and advanced as far as 3rd base. We'll see if Krause opts to swing at the first pitch here. And this is his 3rd plate appearance of the night. He does, and he fouls it back over everybody's head and out of the ballpark. Actually, as you might have been able to hear, it actually landed on top of the tin roof before rolling back. Count 0-1 to Krause. Next pitch for Matt Larkins will be number 80 for him on the night. So he's got a little bit of length left in him. Play with 1 out, the bottom of the 5th, the pitch. Swinging a foul ball, lifted over the first base side of the stands, and that'll land back in the second to last row of bleacher seats. Count 0-2 to Michael Krause. Friday night baseball in New Britain, Connecticut. 2-0 Bees on top of the Ducks. RBI single from John Griffin and a sacrifice fly from Jamar Walton in the 4th inning. Larkins winds and fires the 0-2 pitch. Swing of foul ball lifted over on the first base side. That gets up into the stands where it hits off the fan's hand and drops down out of his grasp. And another fan came up with it and holds it up high, showing off his trophy. Her trophy, actually. Larkins into the slow windup, the 0-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball, foul on the 3rd base side. This one stays in play as it goes past 3rd base coach and manager Stan Clyburn. Do it again, no balls and 2 strikes. Michael Krause, Jovan Rosa awaits his turn on deck. Right-handed batter is Krause. Pitch misses upstairs. The count now 1-2. Krause resides in Canada, British Columbia, that province in Canada during the offseason. Now the 1-2 from Larkins. Check swing at a ball that missed down and inside. Upon appeal to first base, he did not go around. Count now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Michael Krause, center fielder for the New Britain Bees. Being .216 on the season. That was coming into play today. He's raised that with his 1 for 2. Two-two pitch. Swing a fly ball lifted in the air to center field. That gets Cleary back and over towards right center as that ball just keeps slicing. And eventually Delta's able to run it down for out number 2 here in the 5th inning. So a 7-pitch battle between Matt Larkins and Michael Krause goes in the favor of Larkins. It's 2 up and 2 set aside here in the bottom of the 5th inning, but the game still 2-0 in favor of the New Britain Bees. Check scores from around the Atlantic League. As there was supposed to be a doubleheader today between the Somerset Patriots and the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. They got the first game started and stopped. And they rained out the second game of the doubleheader. First pitch on the way here to Jovan Rosa. Misses low. The count 1 ball and 2 strikes. So both games of that doubleheader postponed. They're going to do 2 doubleheaders in the next 2 days at Regency Furniture Stadium. Doubleheader tomorrow on Saturday and a doubleheader on Sunday on Getaway Day. 4 games in 2 days, and that means you're going to see some wacky things in game number 4 because you know those bullpens are going to be taxed. Rosa swings and lines one out towards left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. It's going to split the gap and go all the way to the wall. Rosa turns first and heads into second base. He gets in there standing, and Jovan Rosa has himself the 2-out double, and he gets himself in a scoring position for Craig Maddox. Solid piece of hitting from Jovan Rosa, pulling that ball into left center field and right up the alley for an extra base hit, his 7th double of the year. That'll bring up Craig Maddox. Singleton scored his last time up, has also popped up to shortstop. Elsewhere around the league, game 1 of a doubleheader between the York Revolution and the Bridgeport Bluefish was won by the visiting Bluefish earlier this afternoon by a 4-2 final. So the first pitch to Maddox misses high and outside. The count 1 ball and no strikes. Game 2 of that twin bill gets started in a little bit. Has not officially given any kind of update, though. It was scheduled to start at 7:30. 1-0 misses outside to Maddox. Now 2 balls and no strikes. Lancaster Barnstormers at the Sugarland Skeeters getting underway here momentarily. 8:05 Eastern Time start. 7:05 local in the Central Time Zone in Sugarland. And that's all to report from around the Atlantic League tonight. 2-0 pitch to Maddox. Misses high and outside. It's now 3 balls and no strikes. So we'll see if Craig Maddox, who is an assistant coach on the team as well as the DH, gets the swing away sign here on 3-0 with 2 outs and Rosa in scoring position. Play a little bit of a shift against him. Wide open down that left field line. 3-1 pitch hits the outside corner. Count now 3-1. I mean, you can see it there on your screens if you're watching the video and have it pulled up. There is just about an acre and a half between Angelo Sonko and the left field line, and then there's another 3 acres between Sonko and Delta Cleary Jr., the center fielder who's shaded towards right center. But that's all for naught as the 3-1 pitch misses low for ball 4. And Craig Maddox draws a 2-out walk and will head on down to first base. So things were going well for Larkins. He retired the first 2 batters of the inning. And then a double for Rosa and the walk to Maddox puts runners on first and second here with 2 outs. And that's going to draw Billy Horn out of the dugouts. I'll have a word with Matt Larkins as the Ducks use their first timeout here in this bottom of the 5th inning. And while we've got the opportunity, I'd like to remind you that the Ducks will return home to start a 6-game homestand on Tuesday, May 16th, as they host the York Revolution on Bark in the Park night. You can purchase a Pooch Pass, say that 10 times fast, at liducksgroups.com. Use the password POOCH, P-O-O-C-H, all lowercase. It's also a 2 for Tuesday, so if you don't have a Pooch to bring out to the ballpark, just go to liducks.com. And when you check out buying your tickets online on Tuesday, use the promo code BOGO, B-O-G-O. Again, that's for Tuesday, May 16th, 6:35 p.m. first pitch, liducks.com or liducksgroups.com to get your Pooch Pass and get your 4-legged best friend into the ballpark. Here's the first pitch on the way to Connor Bierfeld. Breaking ball that misses low, the count 1 ball and no strikes. Had a dog growing up by the name of Mookie, named after Met legend Mookie Wilson. Never brought him out to a Bark in the Park night because he would take that one a little bit too literally. Here's the 1-0 from Larkins to Bierfeld. Swing a fly ball lifted in the air to right field and shallow. And back is the first baseman Kraus, and on the outfield grass, he will make the catch, and that retires the side here in the 5th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. We go to the 6th, the score 2-0 New Britain. You're listening to the Long Island Ducks Baseball Network.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Tim Millville, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Going way back is Joe Holden, And he is looking up, and that one is headed to field 5 at Robert Moses. The waves are gnarly, and the Ducks have tied it at 1.
That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Well, as we head to the top of the 6th inning here at New Britain Stadium, follow along all season as the Long Island Ducks try to meet Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 home runs, Chappie's Funeral Homes will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. Chappie's Funeral Homes, where caring for others is our family tradition. As you might have noticed, a new pitcher on the mound for the New Britain Bees as we get things going in the 6th inning. He is a lefty, and it is Brandon Fry making his 8th appearance of the season. Pardon me, easy enough for me to say. This will be his 11th appearance of the season. He's 0-1 with a 2.87 earned run average, 15 2/3 innings. He's allowed 5 runs on 8 hits, struck out 11, and walked 5. Opponents hitting just 151 against him. It'll be Delta Cleary Jr., Elmer Reyes, and Angelo Sonko due up against Fry. He pitched an inning in last night's ball game. It was the 8th. He allowed a leadoff single to Delta Cleary Jr. and then retired the next 3. Ducks looking for a little more success against Fry here this time around, as the lefty dangles his arm and gets set for pitch number 1. Fastball in for a called strike. The count 0-1 to Delta Cleary Jr. Final line on Kyle Simon: 5 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. As Fry comes set, now the pitch. It's in for a called strike, count 0-2. Of course, walks this year for the Long Island Ducks, sponsored by City MD Urgent Care. 15 City MD locations across Long Island. Need a doctor? Just walk in. Count 0-2 to Delta Cleary Jr. As the pitch is hit on the ground out towards second base. Picked up there by Jake McGigan. He throws on to first. That's in time to retire Delta Cleary for out number 1 here in inning number 6. 1 up and 1 set aside here for Brandon Fry. Bring up Elmer Reyes, another right-handed batter. There's 2 righties up against Fry before he gets into the lefties of Angelo Sonko and Mark Krause, for that infamous lefty-lefty matchup that managers love so much because, well, it's a great advantage for the pitcher. A little early in the game to be playing matchup baseball, up 2-0. First pitch on the way to Reyes, misses low and goes through the wickets. Catcher James Skelton might have caught a piece of him on the way out. Count 1 ball and no strikes. Brandon Fry, his 2nd season with the New Britain Bees, made 38 appearances last year, including 1 start. And 3-3 with a 5.67 earned run average. 1-0 from Fry. Big swing and a miss from Reyes. Count now even up at a ball and a strike. Having a little bit better success this year than he did in his first season in the independent ranks. Came to New Britain after spending 3 years in the San Diego Padres organization, where he reached as high as High A Lake Elsinore in the California League. Timeout called here by the home plate umpire. Now we get things going. It's Anthony Zuro back in and puts the mask on. Now the pitch. Swinging a ground ball, hit back to the mound, gets off of Fry's glove. He scampers behind the mound to get the ball and throw on to John Griffin at first base in time to retire Elmer Reyes. It's 2 up and 2 set aside for Brandon Fry on a couple of ground ball outs. And that'll bring up Angelo Sonko, who's 0 for 2 so far today. Grounded out to shortstop his first time up and took a called third strike in his last at-bat against Kyle Simon, who again was making just his first start of the year for New Britain. He's in the process of being stretched out. First pitch on the way to Angelo Sonko. He swung on and fouled off at home plate. Count 0-1. He ended up throwing unofficially just 67 pitches in his 5 innings of work tonight. And under more normal circumstances, you would expect to see Brandon Fry, Kyle Simon still in this game and going, but again, being stretched out and worked out to full strength. Takes some time as the 0-1 pitch misses low in the dirt. Count now 1-1. And so 67 pitches, that's the limit. He's out after 5, and well, he's got himself a chance for a win with the New Britain Bees up on top 2-0. Here's the pitch to Sonko. Swinging a ground ball, hit up the first base line. That'll go foul. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Beautiful day for a ball game here in New Britain. Just going to play 1 today, not playing 2. As was the favorite phrase of Mr. Cub himself, the late great Ernie Banks. Banks, of course, passed away a couple of years ago, and the Cubs did a great job of honoring him while they were doing all those renovations to Wrigley Field, and they didn't have the bleacher seats open, and so they tarped them. As the 1-2 pitch to Sonko misses low, count 2-2. They tarped those bleacher seats, and on the tarps they had printed up just these beautiful images of Ernie Banks playing baseball. And, for him it was just a great joy to watch him play the game. 2-2 to Sonko is slashed into left field. That'll get through 4 base hits. 2-out base knock for Angelo Sonko. That'll extend the inning and bring up Mark Krause. New Britain leading 2-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. 2 outs. And of course, I never actually saw Ernie Banks play live, but just in old video clips of him. And every once in a while, you'll see one of those old games show up on TV, on MLB Network. On YouTube now, there's a whole bunch of old games that, from the 50s, 60s, 70s when Banks was in his heyday, and Sandy Koufax and all these other guys. I just love watching those, just to see how the game has kind of evolved over the years. As the first pitch to Mark Krause is in for a called strike, the count 0-1. It's actually on this day in 1970 that Ernie Banks hit his 500th home run as a member of the Chicago Cubs before a Wrigley Field crowd of 5,264. The 0-1 pitch on the outside corner for a called strike, count 0-2. So Krause behind the 8 ball at 0-2. Kind of funnily enough, a little note about that one is that the home plate umpire, Frank Sikori, in that game when Banks hit his 500th, was also the home plate umpire when Banks hit his first home run in 1953. 0-2, check swing for Krause. Upon appeal, he didn't go around. So the count will remain at 1 ball and 2 strikes. But it's funny, again, when you go back and you watch those old baseball games from the 50s, the 60s, 70s, even the 80s. And you notice just the game's a little bit different today than it was back then, but in many ways it isn't. 1-2 pitch to Krause, in for a called strike 3, and he goes down on strikes. First strikeout for Brandon Fry, and the 4th for New Britain pitching, and that retires the side in the 6th. It's still 2-0 Bees as we go to the bottom of this 6th inning. You're listening to the Long Island Ducks Baseball Network.
Hey fans, this is infielder Mark Krause, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Oh, I love it! The color of my new Nicolat patio is so vibrant. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
You're welcome. I'm just going to go finish that Nicolak walkway now.
Make your pavers vivid Nicolak pavers. The best looking, most vibrant pavers with the most 3-color blends in the industry. Featuring Nicolak's exclusive paver shield and color blending technology. With color throughout and guaranteed not to fade. Live life in color with Nicolak. Visit Nicolak.com.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
We go to the bottom of the sixth inning. It's the New Britain Bees 2 and the Long Island Ducks nothing, and there's a new pitcher on the mound. For the Long Island Ducks, it's the right-hander Tyler Wilson. Wilson on the season, making his 9th appearance. He's 0-1 with a 4.32 earned run average. He's recorded 1 save, 8 in the 3rd innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, 6 walks to 8 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just .242 against him. It's been a couple of days since we've seen Wilson in a ball game, as he comes in here to relieve Matt Larkins. Last time he pitched was, well, the last time that Matt Larkins pitched. He went 3 innings last Sunday on the 7th. And it was an excellent outing for Wilson. He went 3 scoreless innings, gave up 3 hits, struck out 4, but because he kind of went those extended innings, he needed a break, and with the Ducks carrying a small army of pitchers, there just hasn't been the opportunity for him to get back into a ball game until right now. Starting pitchers have been going longer, and of course the Ducks have 16 pitchers on their active roster. It's been a struggle for some of those bullpen guys to get innings, like you heard Billy Horn talk about on the pregame show earlier today. It'll be Wilson going up against John Griffin, Jamar Walton, and Jake McGigan here in the bottom of the 6th inning. As Matt Larkins has done, 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 94 pitches for the right-hander. And now it's Wilson's turn to try and keep the score at 2-0 Bees. John Griffin stands tall in the right-handed batter's box, and the first pitch from Wilson. It's a slider that misses low and outside to count 1 ball and no strikes. Griffin, sad to see Larkins go. He was 2 for 2 against him on the game. A pair of singles and an RBI. Pitch, swing a line drive hit up the middle and into center field for a base hit. So John Griffin's strong night continues as he's got his 3rd hit of the game in as many tries. And a rude greeting for Tyler Wilson as we get things going here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That'll bring up Jamar Walton. We're talking a little bit in the top of the 6th inning about how today's the 47th anniversary or whatever it is of Ernie Banks hitting his 500th home run this day back in 1970. About watching some of those old games that Banks played in, and however much the game has changed, it's really stayed the same. The first pitch to Jamar Walton misses low and inside to count 1 ball and no strikes. And that was something that struck me, and if you haven't read this book, after the game, go down to your local book retailer or online book retailer, however you choose to do that. So 1-0's fouled off. It's now 1-1. And get yourself a book called The Soul of Baseball, A Road Trip Through Buck O'Neill's America. It was written by Joe Posnanski about 10 years ago. And it's just fantastic. As the 1-1 pitch misses high and outside, now 2-1 to Walton. And it chronicles Posnanski following Buck O'Neill around throughout the final years of his life, going out and talking about his experiences in the Negro Leagues and making all these appearances. And one of the things that really struck me about O'Neill later on in his life is 2-1 pitch is fouled off by Walton. It's now 2-2. One of the things that really struck me was kind of his positive and infectious attitude late in life. I mean, this is a guy who had every reason to be bitter and angry, and he just wasn't. He came around and was a good player before Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier, and was the first African-American scout, was the first African-American coach. As the 2-2 pitch is fouled back by Walton. We'll do it again at 2-2. And he would have made a great manager in the major leagues, but just Major League Baseball was not ready for an African-American manager, and so he had to wait on the sidelines and just be a coach instead. And despite all that injustice that was done to him, still had this great positive attitude. But one of the things that really struck me about it all was people would come up to him and talk with him and start telling him stories about baseball. As Walton drives one out into right center field, that's going to get down for a base hit, and that's going to split the gap and go all the way to the wall. Rounding third and heading for home is John Griffin. Here comes the relay throw. It's going to go to third where Walton's trying for 3, and he is safe. It's an RBI triple for Jamar Walton, and the New Britain Bees take a 3-0 lead. Griffin comes in all the way from first base on the triple for Walton, his first 3-bagger of the year, and just the third 3-sacker for the Bees on this season. And their lead is now 3-0. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. As Jake McGigan comes up, and the Ducks will bring the infield in. First pitch on the way, swinging a foul ball back to the backstop. Count 0-1. But people would come up to Buck O'Neil and start talking to him about baseball and telling him stories and all these things. And one of the things they would always say to him is, "Man, Buck, back when baseball was great, when you were around and all these guys were around, that was when the game was really special, and it was different." As the 0-1 pitch is sliced foul down the right field line. Count now 0-2 to McGigan. Players used to care back then. It wasn't about the money and this and that and the other thing. And what Buck would always say is, no. The game hasn't changed. It's still baseball. We've changed. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed by McGigan. That's strike number 3. So Jake McGigan goes down on strikes. First strikeout for Tyler Wilson of the game. I'll bring up Steve Carrillo. And on third, 1 out now in the bottom of the 6th inning, 3-0 Bees. But I always just saw that as some great food for thought. As Billy Horn's going to come out and talk with Tyler Wilson and use the second time out of the game for the Long Island Ducks. They have 1 remaining. But I always love that, again, just for its great kind of food for thought and its great kind of perspective on, again, this is not an old-timer who went back and said, "Oh, yeah, back in my day, it was great." No, he just loved baseball in all of its various forms, and he said, it's like jazz. Baseball's like jazz. You never know. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of improvisation, and when it's good, oh man, is it just beautiful. There's some great sentiments from a great baseball lifer from Buck O'Neil. And pick up that book if you can. First pitch on the way to Steve Carrillo, misses high and outside. The count 1 ball and no strikes. There's some other fantastic stories in that book. Buck O'Neil is really just a fascinating character. He's mentioned some of his accolades. Wilson set the 1-0 pitch. On the outside corner for a strike. Count even at 1-1. There's a story that he tells about how he saved Billy Williams' career. And Billy Williams, a Hall of Famer, over 400 home runs in his career. And I want to say it was 1959 when Billy was playing in the minor leagues in Texas. He just quit. He quit baseball and went home to Louisiana. 1-1 pitch, fouled back to the screen. It's now 1-2. And Buck, who was a scout for the Chicago Cubs at the time, and Billy Williams was playing the Cubs minor league system, was tasked with going down to Williams' home in Louisiana and convincing him to come back to baseball. And so O'Neil did. 1-2 pitch to Carrillo. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Strike 3. That's out number 2 in the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts here for Tyler Wilson. The runner on third base. And now with 2 outs, the Ducks infield can move back. As Kevin Baez trots out of the dugout. And that might be all for Wilson here. He's going to grab the baseball and make a call out to the bullpen. So a new pitcher coming in for the Long Island Ducks. We'll let you know who that is here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll take a quick break and come right back. You're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. 3-0 New Britain on top.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Dennis O'Grady, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSEG Long Island is making things work for you with over 10 energy efficiency programs that can help you save on your monthly electric bill. From our free online energy analyzer and in-home energy assessments to rebates on energy-efficient air conditioning, even discounts on LED light bulbs. Helping you save on electricity is our job. What to do with your savings?
Flight 85 now boarding for the magic of Orlando.
Is entirely up to you. Visit pseglyny.com/save money. Just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owls party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nickolock Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
So with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Kevin Baez goes to the bullpen and brings in Jim Fuller to make his 9th appearance of the season. He has no record and a 1.5 earned run average. It'll be Fuller, the lefty, going up against the lefty James Skelton. With a man on third, that is Jamar Walton, and he's the responsibility of Tyler Wilson, who after giving up the RBI triple to Jamar Walton, struck out the next 2 batters. So here's Skelton. 0 for 2 today. He walked back in the 1st inning and was erased from the bases on a fielder's choice, and then took a called third strike and flew out to center field. All of that against Matt Larkins. It's 3-0 New Britain. We play in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch from Fuller to Skelton. It's a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike, and the count's 0-1. Fuller looking to keep the score right there and flip it back over for his Ducks offense, which has worked some late inning magic this year. They'll look to come up with some here tonight in New Britain. Pitch from Fuller. Chick swinging a ball down low. Upon appeal, he did not go around. The count 1 ball and 1 strike. Fuller and Skelton going at it here. Lefty-lefty matchup. Fuller comes set at the letters. Now the pitch. This is low and outside. The count now 2 balls in his strike. If Skelton keeps the inning alive, Michael Krause will be next. Up to Fuller here to try and get it through. He's not strictly a matchup situational lefty, though he is asked to come in that role here. Some people call it a loogie, a left-handed 1-out guy. Pitch. This is low and inside. The count now 3-1. So after throwing the first pitch strike, 3 in a row out of the strike zone from Fuller to Skelton. Pitch. Misses low for ball 4. Fuller loses Skelton and walks him. Puts runners on the corners with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Michael Krause coming up to the plate. While Wilson was still in the game, we were telling you a little bit about the story of Buck O'Neill saving the career of Billy Williams, where he went down to Louisiana to try and convince Williams to pick up baseball again after he abruptly quit in the middle of the season in 1959. And O'Neill said yes, and he went down. And he met with Williams' family, and Williams had dinner with them and didn't talk about baseball at all the first night. As the first pitch is hit in the air, high and deep to center field. This crosses up Cleary, and he is not going to be able to make the catch. And then he kicks the ball out towards right center. Rounding second and heading for third is Kraus. He's going to be held up there with a triple. 2 runs are in, and the Bees lead it 5-0. Michael Kraus on the first pitch brings home 2 with a triple off the wall in center field, and then off the body of Delta Cleary Jr. And the Bees have taken a 5-0 lead. Now Jovan Rosa will come up to the plate. He's the 7th man to bat this inning. Man on third, 2 outs. 5-0 New Britain. Here's the pitch. Fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. The count 0-1. Fuller trying to buckle down and power through this inning. Limit the damage right here. 3 runs already home against the Long Island bullpen for New Britain. 1-0 misses outside. It's now 1-1. One from Fuller. Swing a drive, hit pretty well out towards left center field. That's going to get down for extra bases. Easily coming in to scoreably Michael Kraus as the ball is dug out of the warning track by Angelo Sonko. It's an RBI double here for Jovan Rosa, his second 2-base hit of the game. And it's now 6-0 in favor of New Britain. That was a hard hit ball for Jovan Rosa. Now Fuller faced Craig Maddox, trying to keep the score at 6-0. But the first night that O'Neill went down to Louisiana, he just didn't say anything about baseball. Then the next day, he came back after staying overnight in a hotel, came back to the Williams household, picked up Billy, and just drove off to a field. First pitch from Fuller to Maddox, misses low in the dirt. Nice block by Berg. The count 1-0 strikes. And at that field, that baseball field, was a group of kids playing a game. And Billy Williams was somewhat of a hero in his hometown. These kids knew who he was. And they flocked around him and kept asking him for autographs. And asked him to play with them, and he did. And after that, as Buck was driving Billy back home, the 1-0 pitch is fouled back to the backstop, count 1-1. After Buck was finished driving Billy back to his home, Billy just said, "Okay, I'm ready to come back." And Buck always kind of said that he made sure that those kids knew who Billy Williams was and that they were going to come and sign autographs. And Buck drove Billy Williams from Louisiana in his car, his Plymouth, all the way back to Texas to meet his teams. The 1-1 pitch misses low, the count 2-1. And they talked about many things on the way back and life in general and what it was going to be like. And Williams went on to have that Hall of Fame career that he had with the Cubs. So now we have a timeout, and the trainer's going to come out and have a look at Jovan Rosa. Not quite sure what the issue is. 3 pitches were thrown after Rosa's double. Now the trainer for the New Britain Bees, Andy Vecino, is going to go out and have a look and check up on him. And looks like Rosa might be coming out of this game. He's walking back to the dugout. And there is a bee out of the dugout, Michael Baca, who's just kind of standing a few feet out onto the field, his helmet in his hands. Now he puts his helmet on. Michael Baca is going to go out and pinch run for Jovan Rosa, who's going to come out of this game. 3 pitches into an at-bat. That's very strange. So Michael Baca, the substitute, as the pinch runner. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. 4 runs home for New Britain. They lead at 6-0. As Fuller comes set. It's set to deliver a 2-1 pitch here to Craig Maddox. Back at second as Baca dances off, and Maddox swings and misses. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. But yeah, Buck O'Neil, Billy Williams talked about all kinds of things, and including the reason why Billy ended up quitting. And it's really just a shocking and heartbreaking reason. We'll probably get to that next inning because I don't want to spoil it here. As the 2-2 pitch is on the outside corner, strike 3 called. And that will do it for the inning. The Ducks strike out 3, but in between that, a mess of 4 runs coming home to score on, we'll call it 4 hits. There were no errors, and 1 man was left on base. It's 6-0 New Britain. You're listening to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Keith Couch, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 24 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and also recently acquired Hampton Luxury Liner with regular service from New York City to the Hamptons. They also offer a variety of vineyard tour options. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines and Hampton Luxury Liner, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Well, we go to the top of the 7th inning. New pitcher in the game for the New Britain Bees. It's a right-hander, Brandon Shimo, coming in to make his first appearance of the series. He relieves Brandon Fry, who in his 1 inning of work today allowed a hit, no runs, no walks, and he struck out 1. 6-0 New Britain as Alex Berg will lead things off for Long Island here in the top of the 7th inning. Berg, a right-handed batter against the righty throwing Shimo. 6'2", 195-pounder from German, Pennsylvania. The first pitch on the way, misses low and outside. The count 1 ball and no strikes to Berg. German, not spelled how you might think, as there are many things in Pennsylvania. Here's the 1-0. Sidearm delivery, check swing, and a ground ball up the first base line, and it's picked there by Griffin. And he'll touch up the first base bag easily. 3 unassisted on the first out here in the 7th inning. 2 pitches and an out recorded for Brandon Shimo, and that'll bring up Cody Puckett. Giovanni Alfonso moves into the on-deck circle. But German, Pennsylvania, spelled Jermyn. German. That would be the cruelest trick to play on one of those kids on the spelling bees that you see on ESPN. First pitch on the way to Cody Puckett, misses inside to count 1 ball and no strikes. But we were talking about the famous car ride between Buck O'Neil and Billy Williams in the last half inning. They talked about life and why Williams momentarily quit baseball as the 1-0 misses in, now 2-0. And we said that Williams had told O'Neil the reason why he quit baseball. 2-0 pitch, breaking ball in for a called strike. Count now 2-1. And throughout the years, whenever Buck O'Neil would tell this story of him saving Williams' his career, he would leave this part out. But I feel like it's an important part to go through. 2-2 pitch is tapped, or rather 2-1 pitch is tapped foul, now 2-2. Because it just paints a picture of an America that we've forgotten, that we really have. And it was not that long ago, not 60 years ago, this was the reality. 2-2 to Puckett, sidearm delivery and a swing and a miss. Puckett goes down on strikes as he chased the slider well out of the strike zone for out number 2. 2 set aside for Shimo here in the bottom of the top of the 7th. Pardon. As Giovanni Alfonso comes up to the plate, he's 2 for 2 today with a pair of singles. But Williams telling the story of how they were playing in Texas, and he and one of his other black teammates, there were only 2 black players on the team. His first pitch misses for a ball to Alfonso, count 1-0. But after the game, they wanted to get something to eat. 1-0 pitch to Alfonso is swung on and fouled back into the stands to count 1-1. And it was so late that the only restaurant in town that would serve African Americans was closed by the time they got out of the stadium. And so he and his teammate had to eat at the hotel restaurant. 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Count now 1-2. They were allowed to stay in the hotel, but they couldn't eat in the same restaurant. This is how much sense this all made. None. And they were able to strike a deal with the restaurant manager as the 1-2 pitch to Alfonso is hit on the ground to shortstop. Picked there by Carrillo. He sidearms to first in time to get Alfonso out. And that's out number 3 in the inning. 6-0 New Britain as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Time to get up and stretch, and we'll finish that story when we do so. But for right now, we will take a moment and pause for the singing of God Bless America. Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America. The score 6-0 in favor of the New Britain Bees. You're listening to the Long Island Ducks Baseball Network. Get up and stretch.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Angelo Sanco, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Long Island's Ford Giant is celebrating its 60th year anniversary. Stop by Sayville Ford to check out their state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
Baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app has officially arrived. Powered by Clear Vision Apps, it's your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball. Buy tickets straight from your mobile device. Receive game status updates with push notifications. Check out up-to-the-minute news and scores and interact with the Ducks on social media. Best of all, it's free. Download the Ducks mobile app today by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. The Long Island Ducks mobile app, with you wherever you flock to.
Nothing New Britain as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. And it's a new pitcher in the game for the Long Island Ducks. A right-hander, Rob Rogers, enters the game. He'll be the fourth pitcher of the night, and he'll be facing Connor Bierfeldt, John Griffin, and Jamar Walton. Rogers making his 8th appearance of the season, 1-0 record, 2.53 earned run average in those innings for the local products from out on Long Island. Last time we saw Rogers was again last Sunday, where he pitched a scoreless, hitless inning against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. First pitch on the way from Rogers is fouled off by Bierfeldt, and the count is 0-1. Tyler Wilson and Jim Fuller will get you their final lines as you can close the book on them. Wilson went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 2 runs on 2 hits, didn't walk anybody, and struck out 2. As the 0-1 is in for a strike to Bierfeldt. Count now 0-2. Jim Fuller, 1/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. 0-2 pitch. Bierfeldt checked his swing on appeal at first. He did not go around. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bierfeldt. But to finally finish up this Billy Williams story, he and his teammate were not allowed to eat in the restaurant, so they made a deal with the manager. As the 1-2 to Bierfeldt misses upstairs. Count 2-2. And what this deal was that they were going to be allowed to eat, but they had to eat in the kitchen in a separate table that they were going to set up for them. 2-2 to Bierfeldt, misses inside. Count now 3 balls and 2 strikes. And they sat there as they could hear their white teammates out in the restaurant playing cards and drinking and eating and being merry, and they sat there just waiting for someone to take their order, and no one ever came. 3-2, Bierfeldt checks his swing, fouls it off, and it catches a piece of home plate umpire Anthony Inzuro. Has to take his mask off, and ball boy goes and retrieves the ball. Bird goes out and gives Inzuro some time to think about it, recover from that shot he just took. Rogers will take a walk around the mound. But as they sat there for over an hour, nearly 2, Williams eventually just got fed up and said, "You know what? I quit. I'm not doing this anymore. I've got family back home. I'm just going to go spend time with them." 3-2 pitch, hit on the ground to third. Scoop by Puckett, throw to first in time to get Bierfeldt, and he is retired for the first down here in the 7th inning. That'll bring up John Griffin. 5-3 ground out. Rogers, just such a good ground ball pitcher for this team. He's got a heavy sinker that he throws, and he just generates grounder after grounder after grounder. Just like he did right there with Bierfeldt. So Griffin will stand in, working on a perfect game. Single in the 2nd, single in the 4th, single in the 6th. Now up here in the 7th, trying to get a single again, perhaps. As the first pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. Count 0-1 to Griffin. He's had an RBI. He's scored a run. Been a pretty successful day at the old ball yard for Mr. Griffin. Pitch. Swinging a ground ball hit to the left side of the infield. Puckett cuts across and sidearms to first. That'll be in time to retire Griffin for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 ground ball outs for Rob Rogers. We'll bring up Jamar Walton. And so that was the reason that Billy Williams quit. He said, "I just can't take this anymore." And eventually it got better, as it was bound to do. But just a lot of real pain, a lot of real anguish in that story. First pitch swung on and missed by Walton, the count 0-1. That was a very real pain and anguish felt by not just ball players, but by so many Americans, because they just happen to be born the wrong skin tone. 1 pitch swung on and missed by Walton, the count 0-2. And I guess the reason why that story resonated so much was because, look, I was never born at a time where there was segregation. As Walton hits the pitch on the ground right back to the mound. Rogers scoops it up and dashes over towards first and underhands Mark Krause for out number 3 in the inning. It's a 1-2-3 frame for Rob Rogers in the bottom of the 7th. You know, I was never around for it, but It's just a chilling reminder that was very real and in the not-so-distant past. We go to the top of the 8th. The score 6-0 New Britain. You're listening to the Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Patrick Kreider, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSEG Long Island is making things work for you with over 10 energy efficiency programs that can help you save on your monthly electric bill. From our free online energy analyzer and in-home energy assessments to rebates on energy-efficient air conditioning, even discounts on LED light bulbs. Helping you save on electricity is our job. What to do with your savings?
Flight 85 now boarding for the magic of Orlando.
Is entirely up to you. Visit psegly.com/save money. Just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owl's party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Well, welcome you back to New Britain Stadium for the top of the 8th inning. Brandon Shimo still in the game for the Bees. We'll go up against Dan Lyons, Phelan Lentini, and Delta Cleary Jr. 9-1-2 in the Ducks lineup. As Long Island Ducks looking for a little bit of late inning magic here at the Beehive, a place that has not been very friendly to them in the now 2-year existence of the New Britain Bees. They played 11 games here in New Britain over these 2 years and are just 2-9 up here in New Britain. Shimo comes set. The first pitch on the way to Dan Lyons. Fastball in the outside corner for a called strike. It counts 0-1. Lyons is 0 for 1 today. Drew a walk his last time up and was also flown out to center field. Both of those trips to the plate were against Kyle Simon, the first pitcher for New Britain. 0-1 pitch misses inside. The count now even up at a ball and his strike. Simon went the first 5 for the Bees. He gave up no runs on 3 hits, walked 2 and struck out 3. Brandon Fry was in next. He threw a scoreless inning, allowing 1 hit. As the 1-1 pitch is driven foul. The count now 1-2. Shimo came on, had a 1-2-3 7th. Still going strong here in the 8th. Shimo's set, the 1-2 pitch. Slung low and outside. The count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's got that kind of high sidearm, low 3/4 delivery. Gives him a lot of run, especially on that slider that we saw him strike out Cody Puckett on back in the 7th inning. Looks like it's going right down the middle, and it takes a nosedive off the outside part of the plate. Now the 2-2. That one misses low and inside. Count now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Lyons. And just 172 on the season coming into the game today. Shimo spelled H-I-M-O. Shimo. 3-2 pitch. It's fouled back to the screen. So again, 3-2. Shimo spent last year with the Winnipeg Goldeyes of the American Association. Independent balls. Also spent a year with Evansville, the Frontier League. He's a Sussex County minor. As well as 3-2 misses low and outside and goes all the way to the backstop. And Dan Lyons has drawn a walk for his 2nd consecutive plate appearance. Shimo puts Lyons on board to start off the 8th inning. So no chance at a 1-2-3 inning here. The Ducks finally got their first 1-2-3 inning of the game in the bottom of the 7th. Rob Rogers set down the New Britain Bees 1-2-3, which made that a PSEG Long Island energy efficient inning. Energy efficiency programs from PSEG Long Island. Saving on your electric bill is as easy as 1, 2, 3. First pitch to Phelan Lentini misses inside. Count 1 ball and no strikes. Visit psegli.com/save money, all one word. One more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you. 1-0 pitch on the inside corner for a strike. The count now even at 1-1 to Lentini. Fans, don't forget to stop by the Waddle Inn shop on your next visit to the Duck Pond, where exclusive hard-to-find Ducks memorabilia is now on sale. On one pitch, Lentini roped foul down the third base line. So he hit that one hard. He's hit a couple balls hard tonight, but it comes up empty yet again. Lentini's 0 for 3 on the game. Fly out, a strikeout, and fielder's choice. Proceeds from the Waddle Inn shop benefit the Quacker Jack Foundation, charitable arm of the Long Island Ducks. Lions with his lead off first. Shimo from the belt breaks the 1-2, swinging a high fly ball lifted in the air to left field. It's got some carry on it. Crossing over into foul territory, Bierfeld, and he runs out of room over by the Ducks bullpen. Do it again at 1-2 as Lentini got a little bit underneath that one and was just a little bit early. But it perhaps worked out for him as he wasn't going to have the distance to go. So by being just a split second too early, he's afforded another life here at the plates. Shimo comes, set the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Second strikeout of the game for Brandon Shimo and the 6th overall for New Britain Bees pitching. There's one out here in the 8th inning. I'll bring up Delta Cleary Jr. Ducks fans, do you want frequent updates on team transactions, scores, store specials, and the status of upcoming games? Then follow the Long Island Ducks on Twitter at LI Ducks. First pitch on the way to Delta Cleary Jr. is swung on and fouled back to the screen. The count 0-1. Twitter, the faithful flock will also be able to follow their Ducks and find out more information regarding nightly promotions, player signings, league activities, and more. Ducks are tweeting right now. You can follow along at twitter.com/LI Ducks. Hit the follow button. The 0-1 misses outside. The count now 1-1 to Cleary. Cleary's 0 for 3 today. Ground out, fly out, and then another ground out. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Cleary pulled over the top of the big, slow breaking ball. The count now 1-2. Taking his lead off first base is Dan Lyons. The pitch roped down the right field line, but that one gets foul. And I want to say it hit one of the horses on the carousel. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes to Delta Cleary Jr. As we have timeout called now as the ball has come loose, or a water bottle, or it is a ball. It's come loose out on the field. A fan has caught a foul ball and dropped it back on the field along the third base line. Now that that ball's been retrieved, we can resume play. 1-2 from Shimo. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. He went right back to that big, slow breaking ball. Got Cleary to swing over the top of it. That is a good pitch for Brandon Shimo. Now there's 2 gone, and Elmer Reyes will come up to the plate. Reyes is 0 for 3 today. 2 flyouts and a ground out back to the pitcher. Came into the day hitting .338 to lead the Ducks in batting, up near the leaders of the Atlantic League. First pitch on the way to Reyes. Acting as the DH today, bends in for a called strike. That was the faster slider. That was in. Count 0-1. 6-0 New Britain as we play here in the top of the 8th inning. Reyes steps out, now back in. Shimo works in the first base side of the rubber. Lions is lead off first. Now the pitch. This is outside, and the count 1-1. Tomorrow night, weather permitting, 6:35 p.m. start time here at New Britain Stadium. The Ducks will take on the Bees. Long Island will send Rafael Perez to the mound. Elmer Reyes. It's the 1-1 pitch high in the air and foul on the first base side for a look. But running out of room was John Griffin, and the count runs to 1-2. Rafael Perez for the Ducks. Mike Lee will get the start for New Britain. Had been TBA that was going to get the start up until about this afternoon when New Britain officially announced that it would be the 6'7" righty Mike Lee getting the start. Reyes behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Shimo trying to get out of the inning after the leadoff walk. Pitch. Checked his swing at a breaking ball, and on appeal, no swing. Boy, Reyes just was able to hold up there. Avoid breaking the wrist. So Shimo comes set. He drops the hands down to the letters, the 2-2. Swinging a ball hit off the end of the bat into center field. Coming on is Michael Kraus, and he makes the catch, and that will retire the side here in the 8th inning. So after the leadoff walk, nothing doing for the Ducks. They leave a man on base, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. With the score, 6-0 in favor of the New Britain Bees. You're listening to the Long Island Ducks Baseball Network.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Zach Treese, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. And best of all, it's only minutes away from Bethpage Ballpark. The Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 631-231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Bethpage Ballpark is a great place to watch a ball game, so why not do so from some of the best seats in the house? The Ducks are proud to present the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden. Open for all fans on nights when the Smokin' Owl's party deck has not been reserved, the Beer Garden will feature a variety of frosty draft and bottled brews, as well as several food choices. The area has been decked out with bar rail seating and Ducks branded furniture to provide a comfortable atmosphere for everyone. Be sure to stop by and check out the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden on your next visit to the ballpark.
We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and it's a new pitcher on the mound for the Long Island Ducks. It's the right-hander Tyler Levine making his way into the game for the first time today. Levine, native of East Meadow, New York, will be making his 3rd appearance for the Ducks this year. He's got 2 previous appearances. One of those was a start. He's 1-0 with a 2.25 earned run average. 8 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts, and 1 walk. It'll be Jake McGuigan, Steve Carrillo, and James Skelton due up for the New Britain Bees here in the bottom of the 8th inning against Tyler Levine, who is on the team after being a spring training invitee. He didn't make the team out of spring training, but then was signed about a week into this season to a contract and pitched well. Although we haven't seen him in a game since May 3rd, when he pitched as one of the starters as part of the doubleheader on the road against the York Revolution. So it's been a while since he's thrown in a game. The first pitch on the way is a strike to Jake McGuigan. Nice straight fastball right down Broadway. The count's 0-1. Levine to the high set, the pitch. Just made a ground ball foul wide of Stan Clyburn in the third base coach's box. Count 0-2. Levine pitched in a couple of independent leagues before coming here to the Ducks. Last year with the Evansville Otters in the Frontier League. As the 0-2 misses, the count now 1-2. Also was a Joliet Slammer. Pitched in the United Baseball League, Brownsville, and Old Orchard Beach as well. The 1-2 hit on the ground to shortstop, bobbled by Lyons. He gets it and throws to first. Time to get McGigan for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 6-0 New Britain leads here in the bottom of this 6th inning. 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Bees. No runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Long Island Ducks. Steve Carrillo now comes up to the plate. Number 9 hitter for New Britain, completing now their 4th trip through the lineup. Carrillo, 0 for 3 so far today. Grounded out 1-5-3 back in the 3rd inning and then struck out twice as he swings and misses at the first pitch fastball. It counts 0-1 to him. Ducks pitchers have struck out 7 New Britain Bees tonight. Levine comes set, the 0-1. That misses low. The count now even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Levine, the 5th pitcher in the game for Long Island. Matt Larkins went the first 5. Tyler Wilson the next 2/3 of an inning. It's the 1-1 misses low. The count now 2-1. Jim Fuller pitched a 1/3 of an inning. Rob Rogers went a full inning in the 7th. Set the Bees down 1-2-3. Now here in the 8th, it is Tyler Levine. 2-1 pitch. This is upstairs to Carrillo. It's now 3-1. Larkins, Wilson, and Fuller each charged with 2 earned runs apiece. Larkins, the one on the hook for the loss here. Unless the Ducks can complete a comeback in the top of the 9th. 3-1 pitch. Misses low and outside to Carrillo, and that's ball 4. So Levine walks Steve Carrillo. Put a runner on first and 1 out here in the 8th inning. And that'll bring up James Skelton. Skelton has walked twice, but otherwise 0 for 2 with a run scored today. Done his job as a leadoff man. Getting on base, scoring a run. Seeing if he can do some damage here in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch. And this is low and outside. The count 1 ball and no strikes to the leadoff hitting catcher Skelton. Six 0 the score in favor of the New Britain Bees as we play with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning. The pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. Count now even up at 1-1. Tyler Levine, not the biggest guy out on the mounds. 5'11", 195 pounds. Again, we said out of East Meadow, New York. He'll turn 25 on December 30th. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Count now 1-2 as Skelton was well out in front of the off-speed pitch. Levine might have gotten away with hanging one a little bit too far up in the zone. So the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Skelton. He's got some speed, tough to double up. The middle infield looks for 2 nonetheless. 1-2 pitch. This is outside. Got now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mark Krause not holding on the runner at first, and Carrillo. 2-2 is driven in the air down the left field line, and that one will get foul out of play. Do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes to James Skelton. 3 doubles, 3 home runs, 5 runs batted in on the year for James. 22 strikeouts and 18 walks as of this plate appearance. It's a fair ratio. Sure, though, we'd like to cut down on those strikeouts some. Levine comes to the high set, now the 2-2. Pitch is popped up on the infield. Levine points up in the sky. Dan Lyons, the shortstop, settles underneath it behind the mound, and he makes the catch for out number 2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That'll bring up Michael Kraus after the pop-up. Kraus has had himself quite a day and is a big reason as to why the New Britain Bees lead 6-0 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. He tripled. It was a 2-run triple in the 6th inning to score 2 runs and then scored on Jovan Rosa's double 3 pitches later. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Kraus, and the count 0-1. 2 in the 4th, 4 in the 6th for New Britain. Gotten their runs in bunches in this series and in this game. A 1 pitch misses low. The count now even up at a ball in his strike to the New Britain center fielder, Michael Kraus. Tyler Levine trying to get through this inning and send it off to the 9th. Rest of the Ducks bullpen hoping to get a chance to pitch in the bottom of the 9th. Pitch to Kraus is popped up behind home plate. The catcher Berg underneath. Now backpedaling, can't make the play. Second time in as many nights that Alex Berg hasn't been able to catch a pop-up behind home plate. This time looking up into the twilights. And just misjudged it. So the count 1-2 as, they're going to give an error to him on that. Okay. So I guess an error for extending the at-bat. We'll double check that one in between innings. They put up on the scoreboard, but that's not always the official ruling. 1-2 pitch to Kraus, swung on and missed. He struck him out, and that will retire the side. So Tyler Levine records his strikeout, and we go to the 9th with the New Britain Bees leading the Long Island Ducks by a score of 6-0.
Hey fans, this is catcher Alex Berg, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Going way back is Joe Holden, and he is looking up, and that one is headed to field 5 at Robert Moses. The waves are gnarly, and the Ducks have tied it at 1.
That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
We go to the top of the 9th inning. The score is 6-0 in favor of the New Britain Bees, and there's a new pitcher in for New Britain, and it's the right-hander Mike Heppel, 6'6", 230, local product out of Newington, Connecticut. Spent last year with the Binghamton Mets. May they rest in peace. They are now the Rumble Ponies, the Double-A affiliate of the New York Mets, now a New Britain Bee. Face Angelo Sonko, Mark Kraus, and Alex Berg in a non-save situation, with it being a 6-run game at the start of an inning. Sonko, a left-handed batter, gets set to dig in. This is, again, the 4th pitcher in the game for New Britain. Brandon Fry went an inning after Kyle Simon went 5. Then Brandon Shimo came in, pitch 2. We'll get you his line in just a moment as the first pitch rumbles over the inside part of the plate for a called strike to Mike Heppel, count, or from Mike Heppel, I should say. Count 0-1. Heppel on the season, making his 7th appearance, no record, and a 4.66 earned run average. A 1 pitch misses low, count now even up at a ball and a strike. Final line for Brandon Shimo, 2 innings, no hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Ducks have not had a hit since 2 outs in the 6th inning. Here's the 1-1 to Sonko. Swinging a ground ball hit out towards second base. Scooped up by McGigan. He throws to first. And there's 1 gone here in the top of the 9th inning. The Ducks put together a 2-out rally in the 9th yesterday when they were down by 1 to tie the game. Giovanni Alfonso doubled and then scored on a wacky goat rodeo of a play where there were 2 errors on the same play charged against the Bees that allowed Alfonso to come in and score. Mark Krause comes up to the plate, but of course down 6-0, and it'd take a little more than that today. Pitch to Krause, misses low, count 1 ball and no strikes. Asking for new baseball is Mike Heppel. He is obliged and rubs it up and then toes the rubber again. Heppel works from right dead central on the rubber. Now the 1-0 pitch. That's in for a called strike. The count now even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. To Mark Krause, who's 0 for 2 today. A walk, a strikeout, and a flyouts for the first baseman. Left-handed batter against the righty throwing Heppel. Now the pitch. On the outside corner, and the count now 1-2. Mike Heppel began his career with Washington in the Frontier League, kicked around to a couple of different Frontier League teams, and then went to Sioux City in the American Association before he's signed by the New York Mets as a free agent. So the 1-2 misses low and inside. Count now even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitched in 2015 with the St. Lucie Mets in the Florida State League. Even played a little bit in the Arizona Fall League before spending last year with Binghamton. 2-2 misses. It's now 3-2. Also pitched a little bit for St. Lucie last year. Actually made more appearances as an S-Met than he did as a B-Met. 24-16. Pitch. That one misses for ball 4. Mark Krause draws a 1-out walk, and that's another walk for the Long Island Ducks. It's brought to you by City MD Urgent Care. With over 15 City MD locations across Long Island, need a doctor, just walk in. So that'll bring up Alex Berg. Berg 0 for 3 today. He's taken a pretty good beating behind home plate as the catcher. Heppel comes set at the letters, the pitch. Ball on the outside corner for a called strike. Count 0-1 to Berg. Baseball fans, have you downloaded the official Long Island Ducks mobile app yet? Powered by Clear Vision Apps, you can buy tickets and stay up to date on Long Island's hometown team right on your mobile device. Download the app today for free by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android device. A 1 pitch misses for a ball. The count is now even up at a ball and a strike to Alex Berg. Taking his lead off first base, and a healthy one at that is Mark Krause. 2 for 2 in stolen bases this year, though I'd be very surprised to see him try it here. 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed by Berg. Count now 1-2. The reasons Krause can have such a big lead, not being held on by first baseman John Griffin. And off to a healthy lead all the way out past the cut of the infield grass. Now the pitch. One misses low in the dirt. Count now even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But again, now is not the time to be aggressive if you're Mark Krause or anyone on this Ducks team getting on the base paths. Cannot give away an out and try to make something happen. Now the 2-2 to Berg. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Breaking ball down in the dirt. And Burgle just walked back to the dugout. No tag need be applied. First strikeout for Mike Heppel, and the 8th for Bees pitching. 2 gone here in the top of the 9th inning. The Mets down to their final outs. It'll be Cody Puckett here for the Ducks. Kraus on first base, 2 gone. First pitch on the way from Heppel. Misses upstairs. The count 1 ball and no strikes. Again, the Ducks back in action tomorrow night. Weather pending. There is rain in the forecast for New Britain, but I think you wear your pajamas inside out and it doesn't rain. As the 1-0 misses low. The count 2 balls and no strikes. Puckett digs back in. Waits the 2-0 from Heppel. Pitch. On the outside corner for a strike. It's now 2-1. Again, Rafael Perez takes the mound tomorrow night for the Long Island Ducks. Going up against Mike Lee of the New Britain Bees. Pitch misses high and inside as Puckett has to bend out of the way of getting hit. It's now 3-1. So perhaps some life here for the Ducks. With 2 outs in the top of the 9th. The pitch on the outside corner for a strike. It's now 3-2. Kraus will get the automatic start from first as the Ducks are down to their final out and the fan starts clapping. Here's the 3-2. Runner goes and it misses low for ball 4. So Cody Puckett draws a 2-out walk and the Ducks stay alive as Mark Kraus heads down to second. And now timeout will be used here for the New Britain Bees on a visit to the mound with 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning of a 6-run game, because it can unravel just like that and you want to go out there. And I think that's just a friendly reminder from Sean Gilblair. Went out to the mound just to say, hey, 6-run lead, just throw strikes. Can't hit a 6-run homer. There's nothing to stress about. Although, there is something to stress about if you keep walking guys. Letting guys on base, because that's how the Ducks are going to score runs. So now it all comes down to Giovanni Alfonso. Alfonso having a nice night. Made some slick plays in the field and is 2 for 3 at the dish. First pitch. Misses low and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Mike Heppel trying to close things out here for the Bees and earn them at least a split of this series. It's the best the Ducks can do if they can win the next 2 games, if they can't come back now. 1-0 pitch misses upstairs. The count 2 balls and no strikes to Alfonso. Fonzie's getting the average, creeping up to about 250 at this point, including his 2 hits tonight. Now Heppel comes set at the letters. The pitch in at the knees for a strike, and the count now 2-1. Breaks the streak of 3 in a row outside of the strike zone. Winning pitcher in this game would be Kyle Simon. As the 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed by Alfonso. Count now 2-2. Matt Larkin's on the hook for the Ducks. The Ducks again down to their final strike. The pitch misses inside. It's now full, 3-2. And with 2 outs in the top of the 9th, Mike Heppel has gone full on the last 2 batters. He ended up walking Cody Puckett, but now Mark Kraus off second and Puckett off first will have automatic starts with this pitch. Heppel's set. The runners go. Swing and a miss. He struck out and the ball game is over. Mike Heppel strikes out Giovanni Alfonso on a 3-2 pitch, and the New Britain Bees defeat the Long Island Ducks for the second straight night, tonight by a final score of 6-0. The not-so-happy recap: no runs, 4 hits, and an error for the Ducks. Questionable error, I should say. 6 runs, 10 hits, and no errors for the New Britain Bees. We'll be back with a full recap on the Long Island Ducks post-game show right after this. You're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks Baseball Network.
Hey fan, this is a pitcher Amali Diaz, and you're listening to the Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 24 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and also recently acquired Hampton Luxury Liner with regular service from New York City to the Hamptons. They also offer a variety of vineyard tour options. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines and Hampton Luxury Liner, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
And we'll welcome you back to the Long Island Ducks post-game show here on the Ducks Baseball Network. The New Britain Bees have defeated the Long Island Ducks by a score of 6-0 this evening. As, it was not the greatest showing for the Ducks offensively tonight. They were only able to muster 4 hits against the Bees, and really they were just kind of stymied by Kyle Simon. That's really the way that it is. And then the bullpen came in and did their job, and you need to just tip your cap to the Bees pitching. Simon went 5 innings, allowed 3 hits and no runs, obviously, with the shutout loss for the Ducks. 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. Meanwhile, Matt Larkins was matching zeros with him through the first 3 innings, but things started to unravel a little bit in the 4th when Craig Maddox led off with a single. Then Connor Bierfeld followed in suit on the very next pitch. And then John Griffin, after a 6-pitch battle, ended up lining a single for a base hit to drive home Maddox and give the Bees a 1-0 lead. That was the only run that they would need, but they would tack on another almost immediately as Jamar Walton lifted a sacrifice fly to center field to make it 2-0 in favor of New Britain. It'd stay that way until the bottom of the 6th inning, when Tyler Wilson came in out of the bullpen, allowed a single to John Griffin, and then a triple to Jamar Walton to score Griffin. And then he struck out the next 2 batters in Jake McGigan and Steve Carrillo. It went down after Wilson came out. Then Jim Fuller was the next man in the game. Came on to try and get the lefty James Skelton out. And he ended up walking Skelton and gave up a triple to Michael Krause, which scored Jamar Walton and Skelton. So at that point, the Bees were not done scoring in the inning. Jovan Rosa, 3 pitches later, lined an RBI double to left center to give the Bees a 6-0 lead, and that was where the score would stay. Rob Rogers spun a 1-2-3 inning in the 7th for the Ducks. Tyler Levine worked around a 1-out walk in the 8th. But Brandon Shimo, Brandon Fry, and Mike Heppel out of the New Britain bullpen were able to keep the Ducks at bay. And so we'll take a step aside here on the post-game show. When we come back, we'll check scores from around the league and wrap things up here from New Britain Stadium. You're listening to Long Island Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Tyler Wilson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Long Island's Ford Giant is celebrating its 60th year anniversary. Stop by Sayville Ford to check out their state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
And welcome you back to New Britain Stadium here in New Britain, Connecticut. Joe Vasile here with you on the Long Island Ducks post-game show, where the Ducks fall to the New Britain Bees tonight by a final score of 6-0. Check scores here from around the Atlantic League before we say goodnight. The Somerset Patriots and the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs were supposed to play a doubleheader today. Both of those games ended up getting rained out. They'll be made up as part of two doubleheaders over the next 2 days, one Saturday, one Sunday, down at Regency Furniture Stadium in Waldorf, Maryland. There was a doubleheader that did get played today and is currently still being played, I should add. The Bridgeport Bluefish beat the York Revolution 4-2 in Game 1 of its twin bill earlier today. And right now in Game 2, in the top of the fourth inning, the Revolution lead the Bridgeport Bluefish by a score of 4-3. Elsewhere along the Atlantic League, the Sugarland Skeeters trail the Lancaster Barnstormers 6-3 at Constellation Field in Sugarland. That game currently going on in the bottom of the third. Total everything up here on Long Island. For Long Island, it was no runs, 4 hits, 1 error, and 7 men left on base. For the New Britain Bees, they scored 6 runs on 10 hits, didn't commit an error, and left 8 on base. The winning pitcher was Kyle Simon. He improves to 2-1 on the season. The losing pitcher, Matt Larkins, he falls to 0-2. There was no save. The game took 2 hours and 51 minutes to play in front of an announced crowd of 3,456. And with all that being said, we have one order of business left to get to here on the Long Island Ducks postgame show, and that is the legendary baseball haiku, where we recap the game in standard haiku format, 5 syllables, 7 syllables, and 5 syllables. So here is our first legendary baseball haiku of 2017. Ducks fall to the Bees. Tough luck loss for Matt Larkins. Close, but no cigar. Again, Ducks fall to the Bees. Tough luck loss for Matt Larkins. Close, but no cigar. Well, the Ducks will be back in action again tomorrow night, 6:35 p.m. start here at New Britain Stadium. It'll be Rafael Perez taking it down for Long Island, going up against Mike Lee of the New Britain Bees. I'd like to thank everyone who's helped us out with the broadcast tonight back in Long Island here in New Britain. I'd like to thank Billy Horn for joining us on our pregame show as well. And, of course, you, the listener, for sticking with us here on your Friday night. Now go out, enjoy it, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow night, pregame show starting at 6:20. You know where to find us, right here on the Long Island Ducks Baseball Network. My name is Joe Vasile. So long from New Britain.